Welcome to Thousand Oaks, California for CCL Baseball on the Foresters Radio Network. Today we have a midweek matchup between the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. I'm Hunter Shoemake alongside Nate Martin, and we welcome you to Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of Cal Lutheran. Thanks for joining us while the Stars enter today still 3-0, with last night's game getting called going into the 8th inning at Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, very interesting game. Kind of a tale of two halves. The Foresters got out to an 8-1 lead. By the time the game was abandoned, it was a 12-8 lead for the Saints.
Now here comes the first pitch to the leadoff batter, and as it has been the first 4 games, it will be Maddox Mandino. To bat second will be Terrence Kill. Easton Mumad to bat third. Brenton Clark in the 4-hole. To bat fifth will be Easton Ruley. Batting sixth will be Sawyer Farr. Now the 1-0 pitch will be a fastball missing in for ball 2. To follow Sawyer Farr, who's batting sixth, in the 7th spot will be Caleb Hoover. Vince Gambardella to bat 8th, and Makani Navarro back in the lineup in the 9th spot. So here comes a 2-0 pitch, as Mandino will see another fastball down and away for ball 3.
Yeah, the pitcher on the bump right now for the Oaks is Tyler Gren. The midshipman plays his baseball at the Naval Academy out in Annapolis.
3-0 pitch, and that is a fastball missing inside of Mandino. A 4-pitch leadoff walk. Great way to start the ball game for the Stars.
Absolutely, picking up where they left off the last time they played the Oaks. It was a 14-5 win for Santa Barbara. A big reason why, getting on base with walks. Mandino, first man on a 4-pitch AB.
And that's going to bring up Terrence Kill, the second. He just played his first game yesterday with Santa Barbara, with Mandino now at first. The pitch is going to be a fastball, this time located by Tyler Gren, who gets his second start of the year for Conejo. Pitched 4 innings in his first start with the Oaks. Give up 4 hits, 2 runs, only one of which was earned. He walked nobody, struck out 4. There goes the runner as the 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss on a slider for Terrence Kill. And Mandino being aggressive, a stolen bag, and now in scoring position.
Exactly what he's done all season. Steal bases, be aggressive, get in the pitcher's head. A lot of the times when he does reach second, the pitcher then goes on a wild pitch and allows him to advance to third.
But now Kill has to shorten up 0-2. Tyler Gren looks to second, and the 0-2 delivery is a slider in the dirt. Great pick, and Mandino caught off between second and third, but will slide back in head first safely. That ball was down in the dirt. Jacob Galloway, it looked like it initially got away from him. The catcher, Mandino, was about halfway to third, gets back just barely to second.
Playing with fire, Hunter.
And good take by Terrence Kill after falling behind 0-2. Now ball and 2 strikes to the number 2 batter. And here comes a couple looks back to second base. But now the pitch. The fastball chopped over to the shortstop. Charges in is Hewitt, the shortstop, and the throw will be in time at first. And Kill will be retired 1 away in the first.
Yeah, right to the shortstop there. Kill has a lot of speed on him, but just couldn't beat the throw. Also kept Mandino at second, crucially, for the Oaks.
And for Santa Barbara today, we noted it just as we got underway in this broadcast, but the Stars were leading 8-1 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. Then ended up when that game was called at 10 o'clock local time. They were trailing 8-12. Here's the first pitch now to Muma. Will be a changeup away, ball 1. How will Santa Barbara respond? We're in a sharp yesterday in really all facets of the game. Even Bill Pintard said that on the bus. Wasn't our day, wasn't sharp. How do they bounce back today will be the question. Muma at a 1-0 count. Mandino hovers his way off a second base, a shimmy shake, and now the 1-0 fastball is on the ground to the third baseman. A little bit of a fumble, and the throw to first will be in time. Good recovery by Tyler Hawley, and Muma will be a ground out victim. 2 down in the first.
And to your point about that, I think the big way that they can respond here is get the bats hot early. You know, you bat really well when the sun is out. That's something they did in Compton. That's something they did in Conejo on Saturday. Sun's shining bright here at Cal Lutheran.
That's going to bring up Brenton Clark. Bats from the left side against the right-handed pitcher, Tyler Gren. Man at second, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Clark squared around to bunt. Going to take a strike on a fastball, and he looks back to the home plate ump. Not sure where that found the zone, but it will be strike one on Brenton, who yesterday got on base on all 4 occasions which he stood in. One was on an error. He had a hit and 2 walks. Can he bring home Mandino in the first run in this game? 0-1 pitch is swinging a miss on the fastball. Foul tip back into Galloway's glove. 0-2. The starter today for the Stars will be Drew Rarick. His first start of the summer. Man who plays for University of Texas, the Longhorn. North Dakota native will be coming up. But the 0-2 pitch is lined into left center field. Good jump from the center fielder, but it falls for a base hit. And Mandino from second will come in to score with 2 out. Brenton Clark, RBI single in the center, and the Stars lead 1-0 in the first.
Clutch inning from Brenton Clark. He's done a really good job there of just sending that into the left center gap. Nice sound off the bat into opposite field. That's something we've talked about a lot with Clark, is his ability to go bat from the left side and just kind of push it to the other side of the ballpark, really catches defenses off guard.
That's going to bring up the gladiator from yesterday, Easton Ruley, who bats from the right side. And at first, and a run in. Here's the pitch. Is going to be a slider, rather a curveball, clipping the inside edge for strike one. Ruley was one of the many batters to get actually hit in the head yesterday, and couldn't tell from where we were vantaged yesterday at Jackie Robinson Field, but actually hit him in the face. The 0-1 is going to be a slider down for ball one. We initially thought it was on the chin guard, but it actually hit him on his left cheek, and you can see the bruise just to the left of his nose. He was spewing quite a bit of blood in the dugout. That's why there was such the long delay after he was hit, and the man stayed in the ballgame, and Bill Pintard made a big point of that on the bus last night. Runner goes as the 1-1 pitch is popped up, shallow right. Big run from Nate Johnson, the first baseman, but it's the right fielder, Borjas, to make the catch on the chalk line to retire the side. Ruley is retired, but Mandino comes in to score. Brenton Clark brings him home, and we go to the bottom of the first. Drew Rarick out to the bump for the Stars in his first appearance in a Forester uniform.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Back at Sparky Anderson Field, going to the bottom of the first, and Drew Rarick, man who hails from Fargo, North Dakota, will get his first start of the summer on the hill for the Stars.
Yeah, Rarick, 6'5", 250 on the mound, going to just be able to generate a lot of velo. He's got a 4-pitch mix. The fastball is his primary, and he's got a couple of off speeds that can get you. The slider's the main one that he's going to try to get working. Also has a curveball and changeup in his arsenal. Someone who I think is to be really excited about if you're a Foresters fan. You know, out of high school, kind of had some MLB draft buzz, maybe an early day 2 pick. Instead, elected to go to Texas, where he made 7 appearances, couple of starts as well. So really, really excited to see what he can do this summer for the Stars.
Defense today behind Drew, Easton Muma at third. Easton Ruley is at short, while Sawyer Farr will be at second. Caleb Hoover, the first baseman, with Vince Gambardella doing the catching. The outfield, Brenton Clark in left, Maddox Mandino in center, and Terrence Kill, the second, out patrolling the right field lawn. So coming to the plate will be Tommy Kendlinger and Cade Falskin, and then Jacob Galloway, the top 3 for Conejo, with Santa Barbara leading 1-0, bottom of the first. Breeze blowing left to right here at Sparky Anderson Field, pole to pole. A little bit of haze overhead. Not quite normal clouds, but it is a nice day here at Thousand Oaks. Here comes the first pitch now to Kendlinger. It's a fastball at 93, missing in, ball one. And we'll see that fastball low to mid-90s for Drew on the hill. The infield is straight away with Santa Barbara, and Maddox Mandito playing the first run of this ball game, top half of this frame. But now the 1-0 pitch to Kendlinger. He's going to take a fastball, this time locate on the inside edge to even the count at 1. And Tommy, no ABs recorded yet this season for Conejo.
Yeah, a couple of new guys to the lineup that the Foresters didn't see on Saturday.
And in that Saturday game, the Foresters won 14-5 over the Oaks. Here's the 1-1. Slider this time in there for a strike on the outer half. Strike 2.
Great location there for Rarick to get back ahead in the count.
And Rarick listed on the roster 6'5", 250, working from the first base side of the hill. And here comes the 1-2 delivery. Fastball swing and a miss at 94. Kendlinger down on strikes, so 1 away in the first.
Yeah, it's definitely something that stands out to you about Rarick is his ability to generate the swing and miss. Freshman season at Texas had 11 strikeouts and 7 appearances to just 7 walks. So did a really good job of generating swings and misses. Also controlling his pitches, not allowing a lot of guys on for free.
That's going to bring it from the left side, Caden Falskin. 1 out, base is clear. And Rarick, the right-hander, the first pitch will be a fastball at 94 in there for a strike, 0-1. With Rarick the start, Easton 2 miss. Will also get his first appearance as a Forester. Will be slated to be the first man out of the bullpen. Both these guys sitting in that low to mid-90s range on their fastball. Here's the 0-1. The fastball at 93, big rip and a miss from Falskin, 0-2.
Yeah, the Oaks having a hard time catching up to the velocity of Rarick.
Infield straight away, as is the outfield. Mandino shade a fraction in the right center field gap, the center fielder. Stirs leading by a run. Bottom of the first, the 0-2 pitch. High fastball this time, hitting 95, but missing a couple balls upstairs. 1-2.
Falskin, the Oak at the plate right now, just wrapped up his redshirt season, redshirt freshman year at Oregon State. Of course, the team going to Omaha this weekend to play in the College World Series.
1-2 pitch, curveball in there, called strike 3. That one was at 77, and Falskin goes down looking. Back-to-back case for Rarick in a Forester uniform.
So tough as the batter, nearly 20 miles an hour difference. Falskin saw a pitch that was at 95. That one dropped it to 77 with so much movement, kind of a 12-6 drop to it. Great curveball by Drew Rarick.
That's going to bring up another lefty batter, Jacob Galloway. 2 gone, the base is clear. Stirs leading by a run, and here comes the first pitch to Galloway. Goes to the fastball. Does Drew Rarick locate on the outer half for a strike? And Drew's looking sharp to start his summer here with Santa Barbara after 7 innings this past season with the Texas Longhorns. From the first base side of the hill, shakes off a couple from Gambardella, who's back catching here this afternoon. The 0-1 pitch. Change up that time. Got Galloway fooled. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Changeup is a tough pitch as the batter to face because it looks like a fastball and it just kind of drops. It has some good velo still, which is why Rarick's been really effective with it to start off this day.
He's ahead, 0-2. Base is clear. Here's the pitch. Fastball missing down away at the knees. That is ball 1. In terms of the catching spot this season for the Foresters, Bill Pintard has noted how deep that position is. Grant Madrid-Murray got the nod last night in the marathon. That still is not completed. There is an asterisk next to the Foresters, so to speak, an asterisk next to their record at 3-0. But now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is away, 2-2. And that game will be finished in the next meeting on July 5th. And the Stars next play Arroyo Seco. That'll be down in Pasadena. That's when the game last night will be completed. 2 teams meet next. The 2 out. Here comes the 2-2 from Rarick. In the left field line, and Brenton Clark just has to move forward, and 3 up, 3 down for Drew Rarick. He Ks 2, and we head to the second. Forsters lead by a run over the Oaks.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Heading to the second inning from Sparky Anderson Field, Thousand Oaks, California. Sawyer Farr, Caleb Hoover, and Vince Gambardella, 6-7 night, will be coming up for the Sturs, who lead 1-0.
Yeah, great first inning for Santa Barbara. You get a run on the board, and then you have a great inning from your pitcher, Drew Rarick. Now back into the order. This is a part of a lineup that has a lot of success for the Foresters. They're able to get on past the bats to the top of the order. Guys like Mandino and Muma who are able to drive them home. Starting off with Sawyer Farr, who the last couple games has been near that top of the order, batting in the 2-hole a lot. Today finds himself batting 6th.
And the switch hitter will bat from the left side against Tyler Gren. The starting right-hander gave up a walk and RBI single. That is how we have our 1-0 score line to start the second. Here's the pitch, and the fastball is flared up over the stands down the third baseline for strike 1.
Farr had a pretty tough day yesterday at the plate. 3 strikeouts, a flyout as well. So we're going to bounce back here in a new setting.
Comes the 0-1. Fastball high and away at the letters. Ball and a strike for Sawyer.
That's a good way to do so, to bounce back. Try and get ahead in the counts and get something to hit.
And the switch hitter. And 1-1 count with Caleb Hoover next. Here's the pitch and a fastball. 3 straight from Tyler Gren will miss away for ball 2. Sawyer, the Fort Worth, Texas native, 6'4", 190 switch hitter. Here's the 2-1. Fastball and a foul tip back into the glove of Jacob Galloway. Even the count at 2. And has been switch hitting since he was about 10 years old. Has an infield that is the second baseman shaded fraction, I should say relatively right between first and second, as the 2-2 pitch is popped up in the shallow center field. Tendlinger will move in, but it will be the shortstop making the catch a few paces behind second base. And Farr is retired, 1 away in the second.
Just a little too under that pitch. Timed it up really well, but just got under him and just died in the infield.
1 out, base is clear to bring up Caleb Hoover. What a day yesterday it was for Caleb. Big man bats from the left side with his team leading by a run. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a slider located on the outer half for a strike.
Yeah, you mentioned what a day. Hit the first home run of the season. Drove one over the right field wall, a deep right field wall in Jackie Robinson Field.
This is the 0-1. Fastball this time and splicing its way over the third base dugout for strike 2. Even after that home run for Caleb. An RBI single later in that game for his second and third runs batted in this season. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and the fastball will miss away for ball 1.
Really nice take there by Hoover. It's such an advantage if you can have a power bat like him, also be able to draw walks and get ahead on the counts.
Base is clear, 1-2 pitch, fastball down and away. It's 2-2.
And not be able to bite at off-speed pitches like that.
Longer hold on the hill for Tyler Gren. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, chasing the high fastball, and Hoover will go down swinging 2 out in the second. It's the first strikeout of the day for Gren, the starter for the Oaks. That's going to bring plateward the catcher, Vince Gambardella. And Vince will get the start today as the catcher, but when you look at what Gambardella has done in just the first 2 games, unbelievable. First pitch will be away on a fastball.
Leads the CCL in bat and on-base percentage.
At the mark of 818. Yes, over 800 as the next pitch is fouled. Fire down the first baseline, flipping to the catcher. Will go down 3-1 as Gambardella will ground out. Nice play by Nate Johnson, fielding that baseball a few paces behind first base. And the underhand flip to Tyler Gren, who was covering first base. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Conejo starter. Go to the bottom of the inning. Sturs lead by a run over the Oaks.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties. And as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the second in the Santa Barbara Foresters leading the Conejo Oaks by a run. It was a 1-2-3 first inning for Drew Rarick, and he's had his fastball working, the breaking pitches as well, looking strong through the first.
Yeah, I mean, you only need 2 pitches working. I saw 3 really working there for Rarick in that first inning. He had the fastball locating the zone, getting up there in the velocity, 94, 95-ish. And then the changeup was really effective and also got a strike 3 looking on the curveball. They say you only need 2 pitches to work. Rarick's got 3 going, and that could mean a long day for the Oaks batting.
Rarick, who has the 4-pitch mix, he's going to face 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Conejo. On this nice day from Thousand Oaks, here comes the first pitch. Right-handed batter Brady Hewitt will take a first pitch strike on a fastball.
Yeah, going to see a couple of guys here that we saw on Saturday, Hewitt and Wilkes. Wilkes especially had a really solid day at the plate, that 5-hole hitter who's the DH today.
The 0-1 is a slider and chopped outside of third base for strike 2 on Brady Hewitt. Hewitt this season has gone 4 for 12, along with a couple walks to his name. Batting in the cleanup spot and as a shortstop defensively for David Solis, the manager for Conejo. Here comes the 0-2 delivery to the leadoff man. Fastball on the outside edge, called strike 3. Hewitt goes down looking. Rarick has faced 4 and K'd 3. 1 out in the second.
Totally fooled Hewitt there. Maybe was expecting the off-speed, a changeup or a curveball. Instead, he on the inner half of the plate goes down looking. Great start to his day for Drew Rarick.
And that's going to bring up Devin Wilkes. The DH bats from the left side against the starting right-hander Rarick. 1 out, bases clear. Here's the pitch. Fastball and a massive cut from Wilkes. Couldn't catch up to the fastball at 94-0-1. Wilkes has gone 2 for 7. Game's being played in the CCL. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And the slider's going to miss down and in. Ball 1. Conejo, just like the Stars, playing in their 5th game. Conejo overall 4-1, but in CCL play 3-1. They played a non-league team as their opening day ball game. Coastal Dodgers, but now the 1-1 pitch, swing to miss with a low fastball, strike 2.
Should be noted that lone loss, 14-5 on Saturday to the Stars.
And what a game that was for Santa Barbara on Saturday. In that ball game, A.J. Crodell got the start, but now the 2-1, and the fastball is sprayed over the third base dugout for strike 2.
And it's actually 1 and 2. They got the scoreboard wrong there.
Yeah, and our home plate ump saying ball and 2 strikes. I mean, the scoreboard at the field will catch up shortly, but now the 1-2 pitch is the curveball down. That will be ball 2.
It's almost as if they knew it. Ball 2 here, even though it does say 3 and 2, and the umpire is just trying to clarify that with the scoreboard.
After Wilkes will be Nate Johnson. Stirs out to a 1-0 lead, bottom of the second now. And now the 2-2 pitch to the left-handed batter. Fastball is down, check swing, no swing on the appeal down to our third base umpire. Looked like Gambardella thought he went around, but it will be ball 3. After Santa Barbara's tough middle stretch to the late innings last night against Arroyo Seco, giving up a lot of unanswered runs, as now the 3-0 pitch is chopped off the legs and foul towards the first base on deck circle. Santa Barbara, we said at the beginning of this broadcast, how will they bounce back? Just wasn't as sharp yesterday. Leading 1-0, and their starting pitchers look good so far. To follow Wilkes will be Johnson. But another 3-2 pitch to the DH. Fastball is away. A 1-out walk for Devin Wilkes, and the first base runner of the ball game for Conejo.
Was behind the count 1 and 2, but fought back. Took a couple of really close pitches. Fouled off a couple of balls as well. Way to fight back in the count there for Wilkes to be the first base runner for Conejo.
That's going to bring to the plate another lefty bat, Nate Johnson, who had a fantastic day yesterday in the victory for Conejo against MLB Academy. Here comes the pitch, and the fastball will be down for ball 1. In the ball game yesterday, it was a 10-5 win for the Oaks, and Johnson went 2 for 2 along with 2 walks, scored 2 runs, and brought home 2. So a lot of deuces for Johnson yesterday in essentially every statistical category. 1-0 pitch. Fastball is popped up into the infield. The second baseman, Sawyer Farr, just has to slide over to his right. Looked like that ball might be launching into the shallow outfield, but stays in the infield, and Johnson is retired on the pop-up to Farr at second.
Easy play for Farr at second. We've seen him play a couple of different positions over this opening week, and I personally thought his best performance defensively was at second base in that opening day game against OC.
Farr hasn't been in the same position defensively for any game in a row. He's been oscillating. Just feels like Bill Pintard putting him on the carousel between short, second, and left. Likely see Farr out there and left tomorrow if the trend will continue. But a man at first, 2 out. Here's the pitch. It will get past the catcher, Gambardella, back into the backstop, and on the errant throw, advancing the runner to second base. So Wilkes, the first man in scoring position today for Conejo on the wild pitch. And that was all 1 to Tyler Hawley. Hawley, who bats from the right side, yet to find his first hit of the summer with Conejo. Has been able to get on base on a few occasions. But what a chance to try to tie up this ball game in the home half of the second. If you get your first base runner aboard and advancing on a wild pitch to second. Rarick, a little bit of a longer hold on the hill. And here comes the 1-0. Big swing on the high fastball, and Hawley will swing away for strike number 1 in this plate appearance.
Hawley plays his baseball at CSU Fullerton. Has some CCL experience last summer as well with the Sonoma Stompers.
Look back to second for the starter for the Stirrers, and Rarick, the 1-1. Fastball's popped up, and it looks like it's going to be drifting out of play into the stands and on top of the stands, and Kangaroos into the parking lot to our right. That will be strike 2 on Hawley.
That one hung up for a long, long time. Everyone's necks just kind of tilted up and just scanned with the ball. High arching, just hung up there.
You look at the surroundings here at Cal Lutheran. Sparky Anderson Field, some nice trees sprinkling their way around the outfield, and some nice rolling hills, turning a fraction brownish. We are into the summer months, but the right-hand side of the hills in the distance have some nice greenery. As the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. No, just tapping it foul was Hawley to get a piece of it. Tapping it straight down at the plate. So he stays alive, 1-2.
Holly was a pretty solid hitter last summer with the Stompers, was a guy that was used pretty much routinely at third base, and was kind of in that middle bottom half of the lineup. Had some good pop to him as well.
Batting 7th today. Has to shorten up as the 1-2 pitch is a fastball down. Good grab by Gambardella. And the DH today for the Sturs will be Makani Nabarro. When you look at the catcher's position, we've seen Brady Dallimore serve as the DH last couple games, with Madrid Murray serving as the catcher yesterday. But it's Nabarro coming back after a little bit of an injury. Here's the 2-2, and the slider is fouled back off the mask of Vince, the catcher for the Sturs. 2-2 it remains.
You mentioned this rotation. This is a lot of these guys' first experience really playing, consistent baseball games 6 out of the 7 days of the week. Rest is so crucial for recovery for these athletes.
Especially all the work that the catchers have to go through behind the plate,
Absolutely.
getting peppered. Take care of the bodies, especially during summer season. Don't want to injure yourself. That's number one. Here's the 2-2. High fastball and just able to lay off. It was actually Holly. Well done. It was at 93, sizzling up near the letters. Count full.
Those high fastballs are always so tempting to swing at. Good job by Holly by pulling back in time.
What will Rarick go to here? Man at second, 2 out. Sturs leading by a run in the bottom of 2. From the belt, the 3-2 pitch is a changeup missing inside. Second walk of the inning for Conejo to put it 2 on with 2 out in the second.
Again, Rarick got ahead on the count there, and just the batter slowly fought back from the 1-2 count to draw the walk. 2 times this happened now in this inning.
That will bring up the lefty batter of Jake Schwartz, the left fielder for Conejo. First and second, 2 gone. Tying run at second base. Here comes the pitch. Fastball on the outside half or strike 1.
That's exactly how you want to come back if you're Drew Rarick after giving up the walk. Strike in the zone, 0-1.
First start of the season for Drew Rarick, and he's going to step off on the hill. Go through the signs one more time with his catcher, Gambardella. Rarick, native of Fargo, North Dakota. And the top players coming out of high school, Fargo Davies High School in North Dakota. Here comes the 0-1. It's going to be a fastball on the outer half for strike 2. And 2024 was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the entire state. Also in 2023, an All-American, according to Perfect Game. So a nice high school career, taking him into Texas this past season. 0-2 pitch is spoiled over the third base dugout. Remains 0-2.
Yeah, one of the few Texas arms we saw we have on the team this season. Of course, Bryce Navarre got the start yesterday. Easton Toomis, who just wrapped up a redshirt year at Texas, is supposed to come in as well.
0-2 pitch once again. The curveball stayed well high, did not curve, and Gambardella sprung up to receive that baseball. That is ball 1.
Gambardella just saved the runners advancing into scoring position. Great play by the catcher.
And by the way, in case you're wondering, Toomis is slated to be first at the pen, then Noah Waldeck be the second man out. 1-2 pitch is a curveball chopped outside of first base to where the Forsters are housed here at Sparky Anderson Field, first base side of the yard. Second time just under a week that the Forsters playing Conejo. Same thing will be said tomorrow when they go back down to the MLB Academy in Compton when the Forsters played them just 3 days ago on Sunday, and it was them beating. Now the 1-2 pitch, check swing, but he went around, couldn't lay off the high fastball, and Schwartz will go down swinging. And the 4th K for Drew Rarick. He works around 2 walks in the inning, and we are headed to the 3rd. Sturs lead by a run.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Back at Sparky Anderson Field into the third inning. 9-1 and 2 will be coming up for the Sturs. Makani Nabarro will lead off in this inning. Here's the first pitch. It's going to be a fastball on the outside edge for strike one. Makani serving as the DH today, then Mandino, and then Kill. Took a first pitch strike from Tyler Gren. Here's the second. His spray down the left field line, slicing into the Conejo bullpen for strike two. But Makani, we haven't seen him in a couple days, just been nursing a lower body injury, just more of a precautionary measure, making sure he's okay.
But when he's been healthy, he's been hitting the ball really well. Average is 667 on the season so far.
Has to protect. The 0-2 will be a fastball away for ball one.
Something that the Sturs struggled with in the last inning was they had very short at-bats, strikeouts, flyouts. Try and get some longer at-bats here in this third inning could result in the good result.
Here's the pitch in line, straight to the first baseman. Nate Johnson was there to receive it down just past second base, down that right field line. And Nabarro, a line out to the first baseman, one away in the third.
It's hard to get those balls past the 6'5" Johnson over at first. Standing tall, pretty routine play, even though it came off the bat hot from Nabarro.
5 straight retired by Tyler Gren, the starter for Conejo. To bring up Maddox Mandino. Here's the pitch. Squares around to bunt. And actually dropped the lumber. Couldn't make contact with the ball. The fastball down low. And Mandino took off to first, dropped the lumber. But it's going to be called a strike on, I shouldn't say called a strike. He went around. And it will be strike one on Maddox. First time up. Worked to walk. Here's the 0-1. Fastball away at the letters. 1-1.
Scored the lone run of the game as well.
And the Sturs do lead. That is the deciding run, 1-0. Here's the 1-1. Fastball missing in at the knees. Ball 2 to Maddox. Mandino hails from Louisiana. 2-1 pitch is chopped over to the first baseman, fields it off one hop, and then just trots over to first base to do it himself. So the first 2 outs in the third, courtesy of Nate Johnson. As the line out and the ground out unassisted. 2 up, 2 down for Gren in the third.
Different play there for Johnson. Had to get a little low and scoop that one up. Good play nonetheless by the first baseman.
That will bring up Terrence Kill the second. Here comes the pitch. Fastball's line to the shortstop and over his head into left. First pitch and Terrence Kill, a 2-out knock in the third. He's aboard for the first time today.
Had a couple of really nice hits yesterday, and that's just what Kill does. Hits the ball around 300 in his freshman year as the everyday outfielder with Texas A&M. Third hit of the season for the Foresters in just 2 games.
So Kill now at first, and that will bring up Easton Mumma. 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Here's the pitch. Fastball will miss in at the knees for ball 1.
And Mumma, another guy who can hit the ball. Riding a 17-game hitting streak, 14-game hitting streak from college, and has got a hit in every game so far for the Sturs.
Here's the pitch. As the 1-0 is on the ground left side, and it deflects off the third baseman and careens itself into left center field. And from first base, going to third is Terrence Kill. And right on cue, Easton Mumaw, hard hit ball on the ground, deflects off the third baseman and into the outfield. But it looks like it's going to go down as an error on the scoreboard in the park. But I think that will go down as a hit with the official score. So Mumaw is aboard. Second consecutive hit for Santa Barbara.
How about Terrence Kill going from first to third on the infield hit, just showcasing his speed? That makes him such a threat as a base runner, and something that I'm sure Bill Pintard is really excited about.
And the Sturs lurking, already have a run in this ballgame. They lead 1-0. We're in the top of the third. Comes the pitch. Brenton Clark squares around to bunt, sees a fastball down. That is ball one. Clark brought home the first run of this game. Base hit into center. Kill at third, Mumaw at first. Here's the 1-0. It's chopped over to second base. Falskin ranges to his right, but it bounces over his head. 1 run in, and Clark has brought home the second run of the ball game. That ball took a funky hop in front of the second baseman, bounded over his head, and 3 straight base runners for the Sturs, 3 straight hits, and that will bring home the second run of the ball game. Kill scores from third, 2-0, the Santa Barbara lead.
Something that we saw a lot on Saturday at this ballpark was just some weird bounces off the infield. That time, no different, just kind of skipped way higher than the second baseman for the Oaks really expected it to, and scores a run. 2 out hitting here, becoming crucial for the Sturs.
Here's the first pitch now to Easton Ruley. News jammed and flares it over the first base dugout, out of play.
3 straight hits with 2 outs. Really clutch stuff by the middle of the lineup for Santa Barbara.
And we were noting Easton's first plate appearance of the day. What happened to him yesterday, how he was able to stay in the game, taking a high fastball to the face. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be a slider in for a strike, 0-2. And Bill Pintard, even though the Sturs gave up all those runs, they were leading 8-1, then ended up with that game being called last night, trailing 8-12, conceding 11 straight runs, saying, "You're feeling down. Look what Ruley did yesterday." He reaches for an 0-2 pitch. It was a slider away, fouls it back, and really could be a guy that galvanizes the Sturs throughout the rest of the season. You take a ball to the face and you stay in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's sporting a black eye right now, almost looking like a UFC fighter. Intimidating sight to see, I'm sure, if you're a pitcher, to see this guy in the batter's box with a black eye.
First and third, 2 out. Runner takes off from first and it's off the end of the bat, reaching for Ruley. 3 straight sliders from Gren. And a good read from Ruley just to get a piece of it. Stays alive.
And you might as well keep on throwing those sliders if Ruley's going to chase at them.
Winds continue to cut left to right near Sparky Anderson Field. Down the poles, it's 320, right field line, 325 down the left field line. 370 in the gap and 400 straight away. Can the Sturs, they already have a run in this inning, bring home another 0-2 pitch? Drilled down the left field line, draw foul off the barrel of Ruley and well out of play over the bullpen down that left field line where Conejo houses their pitchers.
Just a little too early on that. Found the right part of the bat. It's just a couple milliseconds later. That is a RBI hit for Easton Ruley.
Let's not forget Ruley, a local to this area from Moore Park, just really close to this area. Here's the 0-2 slider in the dirt. Runner takes off from first, and that will be a stolen bag from Brenton Clark. Took off early, and that ball was in the dirt. No throw from Galloway, so now 2 in scoring position. Can Santa Barbara and Easton Ruley extend their 2-0 lead? In case you're wondering, to follow Easton will be Sawyer Farr, should he reach. From the middle of the hill, Tyler Gren, the 1-2 pitch is a slider line up the middle for a base hit. 2 runs are coming in to score. The throw at the plate will not be in time. And Easton Ruley has brought in 2, and the Santa Barbara lead will be 4-0 in the third.
Great play there by Easton Ruley. Hits it up the middle of the infield. Nobody there for Conejo and clears the bases. That's when Brenton Clark stealing base, being aggressive on the base paths really pays off for Santa Barbara. Time and time again, aggressive base running, paying dividends.
to bring up the switch hitter, Sawyer Farr. Man at first, 2 out. Check back to the man at first base, but 4 straight hits for Santa Barbara coming with 2 down in the third. That's what coaches and managers always talk about, the ability to play good defense, 2 out hitting. Here's the first pitch. It's on the ground, right side, make it 5 straight hits. Sawyer Farr pull side into right field, and the line continues to chug along for the Sturs.
The bats are hot, Hunter. Pass them around. And that's exactly what the Sturs are doing. 5 straight 2-out hits. And it makes sense why the Oaks manager leaving his dugout to have a word with Tyler Gren, who had a pretty solid second inning and a pretty. I thought I was pretty impressed after his leadoff walk in the first with how he kind of handled himself, but here in the third, maybe running out of steam and just giving really easy balls to hit for the Foresters.
And Gren plays his collegiate ball with the U.S. Naval Academy, but it is his second start of the season for the Conejo Oaks, the reigning the CCL rather, not the West Coast Conference that some of these players do play for, but the CCL, reigning state champions in the form of the Conejo Oaks. First and second, 2 out. Here's the pitch now to Hoover. It's on the ground to the second baseman. Falskin fields it, ranging to his right. The throw to first will be in time. Hoover is retired, but Santa Barbara push in 3 runs. 5 straight hits with 2 out in the inning. Go to the bottom of the frame. Sturs lead 4-0 over Conejo. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the third inning, and Drew Rarick continues to hum along for Santa Barbara. Only allowed 2 base runners so far. There's a pair of walks in the last, and he has struck out 4 through the first 2.
Really impressive strikeout stuff. He's had his fastball working really well. Velo's getting up there. Some of the highs we've seen from the Stars all season. Conejo having a hard time catching up with it.
That's going to bring up 9-1-2 for the Oaks. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be Borjas in a high fastball, high and tight, near the helmet for ball 1. Borjas this season has gone 0 for 2. Did not play a couple days back when these two teams met. Here's the 1-0. Fastball will be in, though he did pinch hit late in the game and took over the top spot in the order. Ended up going 0 for 1 with a walk. He's ahead in the count. Can Rarick locate? Here's the pitch. And the fastball will skip in. Might have been the slider, but just got away from him. That will be ball 3.
It was a long top half of the third. Arm maybe got a little cold there for Drew.
3 runs in after the top of the third inning. Foresters lead 4-0. Home half of the third frame. Here is the 3-0 pitch. Borjas will see ball 4. 4-pitch leadoff walk for the right fielder. Third walk given up today by Rarick.
A different walk than the previous 2. Those ones was ahead in the count, and the batters just thought back. That one just Didn't even have to swing the bat if you're Boros.
Now bringing around the top of the order, Tommy Kenlinger. He's gone 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here comes Scott Murray, the pitching coach for Santa Barbara, to have a chat with Rarick and the entire infield for Santa Barbara. And now there is a man up throwing. That is Easton Toomis, who we were told will be the first man out of the bullpen today.
Not surprised to see this from pitching coach Scott Murray. Rarick's doing a really good job locating. Maybe his arm got a little cold. Definitely to note, we did lose a couple miles an hour on the fastballs. Now kind of sitting around 90, 91.
I've seen him top out today at 95. But a nice temperature here at Sparky Anderson Field. Mid-70s and a cooling breeze. It's going across the park. Leadoff man aboard, nobody out. Here comes the first pitch to Kenlinger. Is a fastball right down the middle. And Rarick dishes a first pitch strike at 93.
Good way to bounce back.
Recalibration after a quick visit with the pitching coach, Scott Murray. And Rarick from the first base side, the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball, and it's down to even the count at 1. And Rarick, menacing looking on the hill, standing at 6'5". And already mentioned 250. Man from North Dakota, the 1-1 is grounded outside of third base on a changeup. Rolled that way by Kenlinger, 1 and 2.
Crucial here for Rarick to get ahead on the count. He's a strikeout guy. That's where he does best. Looking for those third strikes, looking for swing and misses.
4 Ks today for Rarick. Give up a leadoff walk. The man remains at first base. Santa Barbara leads 4-0. And check to the man at first base, and that ball sails over the head of Caleb Hoover. And going to second base, cruising in as Hoover will field the ball down the right field fence. An errant throw from Drew Rarick. It'll go down as an E1 to advance the runner to second.
Yeah, tough one there. Ball was just a little too over the head of Caleb Hoover. Ended up making its way to the dugout. By then it was too late. The runner advanced.
And for the second time this ball game, Conejo have a man in scoring position. Occurred in the last inning. Devin Wilkes had a 1-out walk and advanced to second on a wild pitch. But Kenlinger, top spot in the order, got a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And fastball is skipped in, and a great cover is the curveball. And fantastic work from Gambardella taking it off the arm or the chest protector. Keep the runner at bay.
Really good job there by Gambardella.
Seen some good work from all the catchers so far this season, which Bill Pintard says the deepest position on this roster this year in the catcher's spot. Rarick looks to second. And here's the 2-2. And it's spiked in the dirt. Again, this time it was the fastball, and going to third base is Borjas. That ball all the way over to the first base on deck circle. Missed with the curveball. That time it was the fastball. Spiked right in front of the dish. And Kenlinger, who is behind in the count, it's now 3-2. Cade Falskin will be next.
Yeah, tough couple pitches in a row here for Rarick.
Bottom of the third, 4-0, the Santa Barbara Forester lead. But Conejo, with no one out, have a man at third base, look to bring home their first run of the game. 3-2 pitch is down. Fastball and back-to-back walks given up by Drew Rarick. Kenlinger aboard for the first time today. And here comes Bill Pintard out of the first base dugout for Santa Barbara. A longtime manager, and you heard the thoughts after the game on the bus ride to his team after the game was called into the eighth inning. What did you think from what the manager had to say?
I think he was spot on. I think, he had reason to feel good about how his team performed at times. The bats were doing a really good job, especially in the top half of the game. But as the night got longer, the skies got darker, just got sloppy. That was his main point. It was just too sloppy. And there's a reason why, he said, hey, I know we're better than that team. I know we can beat them. They got in our head a little bit. There's a lot of chirping going on. You just can't, with teams like that, you just can't let them get in your head. Otherwise, you're going to make mistakes, and that's exactly what the Stars did. So far today have been pretty clean. Say not a lot of mistakes besides in this really bottom half of the inning where Rarick's missed on a couple of pitches in a row. But now bringing in Easton Toomis, the final 3 arms from Texas, and really excited to see what Easton can do here.
We'll step aside. Toomis going to the hill in his first appearance with the Stars. Santa Barbara lead 4-0 in the third.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Back in Thousand Oaks, California, the Santa Barbara Foresters lead 4-0, but the Oaks lurking in the bottom of the third. They have runners at first and at third. Nobody out. Drew Rarick, the starter, went 2. No hits. Responsible for the 2 runners. He walked 4 and struck out 4. And that will give way to Easton Toomis to make his Forester debut.
Toomis, another tall righty from the University of Texas. Kind of like an interesting almost sidearm delivery. 6'4", 165. Didn't play this past year after the coaching change, but as a freshman, 21 appearances, 1 start, really showed that he's a trusted guy. Was a trusted guy with Texas, now in the portal, looking for a new home. And this is, for guys that are in the portal, the summer can be so crucial as a place where you can prove yourself against high-level competition. And Toomis definitely hoping to do that.
And he's going to face Cade Falskin, the number 2 batter for Conejo, who's 0 for 1, struck out looking. Granted, that was against Drew Rarick. But 2 Longhorns being the starter and the first man out of the bullpens today. Kind of similar to the first game of the season when the Foresters only used 2 pitchers. It was Hudson Barrett, Frank Camarillo, 2 UCSB Gauchos.
Yeah, and they were both very effective and kind of, similar. Barrett was getting it done with the strikeout stuff. Camarillo forcing quick and ground outs and flyouts. Toomis, coming in here with a bit of a jam, though. 1 runners on first and third, nobody out.
4-0, the Santa Barbara lead. Toomis working from the third base side of the hill. First pitch will be at 91, missing upstairs for ball 1 to Cade Falskin.
Toomis, a little slower velo than Rarick. That's going to be in the low 90s, high 80s, 89 and 91 on the fastball.
Falskin and then Galloway with nobody out, first and third for Conejo. And now here comes the 1-0 pitch. Runner from first will take off. That's in there for a strike, and the throw down. It's a good one, and they got him. Caught stealing. Heck of a throw from Vince Gambardella. And Kendlinger, who was at first, caught stealing. Big first out in the third.
What a throw by Gambardella. That had some heat on it. And he's been really impressive defensively as a catcher this season. Done a really good job of blocking some pass balls. That time, catching the runner out.
The runner at third remains. It's Borjas, but it's now 1-1 for Falskin. Here comes the pitch. It's a slider and fouled up over the third base dugout where the Oaks are housed. Remains 1-2.
Tumis, another guy that is really good at limiting walks, only had 15 in his 28 innings of work as a freshman in Texas.
And a good strikeout number as well with those 28 and a third innings pitched with the Longhorns. 27 was the number. Now the 1-2 is a fastball away at the letters, 2-2. Santa Barbara, top half of this inning, had 5 straight hits. Plating 3 runs to take a 4-0 lead, and Bill Pintard and Scott Murray calling on Easton Tumis. His first appearance of the summer was Santa Barbara. Looks over to third, the right-handed pitcher. The 2-2 pitch is a slider, and it will hit the right arm of Falskin, unless they're saying it went off the knob of the bat. And the plate umpire saying, you're going to be going down to first. It looked like some indecision saying you're going to be staying in the box, but he's going to send him down to first. Was it?
All it took was Falskin just showing him that left arm, saying, hey, do you not see the mark on there? Definitely a close call, but ump changed his mind, and now runners on the corners, 1 out.
This hit by pitch brought to us by Alta Orthopedics.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
It's going to bring up Jacob Galloway to bat from the left side. But with the runner now at first, a ground ball to get out of this inning after Kendlinger was caught stealing at second for the first out. Stirs by 4. Here's the pitch. Fastball at 94, up a couple ticks on the velo. It's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Where'd that come from, Easton? 3 ticks compared to what we saw as his previous high heat.
And located perfectly in the upper corner. Galloway is 0 for 1, a line out into left. Out there is Brenton Clark. Comes the 0-1. Galloway on the ground to the second baseman. Farr holds his ground, flips to second. Long stretch for the shortstop. Ruley is able to get the force out. Good flip by Farr, but a better stretch by Ruley, holding things down at short to get the force out at second.
I like that decision. Even if you weren't trying to go for the double play, you get the second out of the inning. Get the lead runner off if the run comes across the plate. Crucially, though, for Conejo, they get that first run on the board. A runner on first 2 outs. Still potential for more for the Oaks.
Borjas plates the first run of the game. 4-1 now the score. Galloway brings him in. He's now at first base on the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch now to Hewitt. Fastball at 93. That is ball 1.
Maybe all Tumis needed to settle in was a couple of pitches, and now that velo is getting up to maybe more what he's used to seeing around 93.
Hewitt 0 for 1. Cade looking back in the second when he led off against Drew Rarick. Got the start today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball missing down and away. Ball 2. But well done by Tumis inducing that ground ball to at least get the second out. Granted, a run does come in to score and be charged to Drew Rarick, who was responsible for the runner who was at third base. Infield at double play depth. Hoover holds on to the man at first base. They check over to him. Good pickoff move, but in safely.
Got that ball over there in a hurry from Easton Tumis.
Hewitt does have 3 runs batted in, even though the runner's just at first base. He's able to put a ball in the gap. Galloway has a nice lead over at first. 2-0 offering. Fastball is into left field for a base hit. Clark will slide over, and the runner will hold at second base. And a 2-out knock for Brady Hewitt. And the first hit of the day for the Oaks comes with 2 out in the third.
2-out hitting was crucial for the Foresters in the top of the third. First hit of the game for Conejo comes with a runner on and 2 outs. Clutch piece of hitting there by Jacob Galloway. Brady Hewitt.
That will bring up the DH, the number 5 batter, Devin Wilkes. First plate appearance was a walk. First and second, 2 out and a run in for Conejo. Bottom of 3. Forester lead is at 3 runs. Here's the pitch to Wilkes. High fastball missing away That is ball 1. And Wilkes, menacing looking, who bats from the left side in the box, 6'2", 234 on the Conejo roster. He looks to bring home at least the second run in this game for Conejo, team that is 3-1 in the CCL. 1-0 pitch, fastball away, ball 2. And we said it earlier, but Santa Barbara 3-0 with an asterisk next to their current record. The game last night getting called due to the lights turning off. A city ordinance in Pasadena at Jackie Robinson Field shut off promptly at 10 o'clock, and the game was called heading into the 8th. 2-0 pitch. Fastball is flared up. Shallow center field. Long run for the second baseman far. Mandino can't get there, the center fielder. It falls 1 run in, and they're gonna hold up the runner at third base. But from second base comes Jacob Galloway. Wilkes is aboard. RBI single plops its way perfectly into shallow center, and it's now a 2-run ball game.
That one just hung up in the air for so long, but it landed in no man's land. I think Mandino maybe thought it was going to go a little further than it did, and by the time he started sprinting for it, it was too late, and it just dropped in there for the 2-out knock.
Four-2 now the score. Santa Barbara leads. That's going to bring up Nate Johnson. First and third, 2 gone and 2 runs in for the Oaks. Here's the pitch, and Johnson's going to get hit. The slider missing in. That's going to load up the bases, and things could get a little hairy here for Santa Barbara. Already 2 runs in, and now the base is loaded with the hit batter.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
Nate, here comes Bill Pintard about a few paces out of the first base dugout, and it looks like he's going to saunter his way back in.
Yeah, a little conversation there between Toomas and Gambardella after the hit by pitch. The second we've seen this inning.
And now Toomas will really have to bear down. And you see Brady Dallimore, who's not in the starting lineup today, going down to catch in the bullpen. Bases loaded, 2 runs in, 4-2 the Forester lead. But entering this inning, it was 4-0, giving up some runs. Here's the first pitch to Hawley. Fastball high, ball 1. Hawley worked the walk back in the second, which was against Drew Rarick. But an opportunity for Conejo after winning yesterday 10-5 against the MLB Academy Barons to possibly take the lead in this inning. 1-0. Check swing, but the fastball on the outer half. 1-1.
Great way to come back there for Toomas. Find the zone on the outer half of the plate. Great pitch.
And Hawley, a deep breath, standing back in. Bats from the right side and righty-righty matchup. Infield at double play depth. Mandino, the center fielder, shaded in a fraction. 1-1. Fastball away. Ball 2.
Just high from Toomas. Behind the count, you got to find the zone here.
We were instructed that Noah Waldeck would be the second man out of the bullpen today. And he is slowly tossing down that right field line. Toomas looking for a ground ball to get out of this inning. 2-1. High fastball, that's ball 3. Nowhere to put him, and already 2 runs in for the Oaks.
2 out runs. They taketh, they giveth.
The last 3 all reaching with 2 out in this third inning. 4-2 the Forester lead. But with the bases loaded, Toomas needs to fire a strike. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Hawley. And that's in there. Hawley thought he had first base, just clipping the bottom corner. The fastball, full count.
Good pitch from Toomas. Gambardella kind of instructing the defense on where to stand. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 count. There's no better feeling in baseball, Hunter.
And Toomas A little bit of a longer hold on the hill. Runners will be on the move. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Drilled into left center. Deep, going back. Clark is there, and it falls at the wall. 1 run in, 2, and they're looking for 3. The throw will be late, and the bases clearing double for Tyler Hawley, and Conejo now lead the Foresters by a run.
Perfectly hit ball. Just died at the track, and even, but then, Clark, who's been really solid defensively, just kind of mistracked it in the bright sun. And that opens up the game here. And yeah, Bill Pintard coming out of a dugout. Probably going to give some time for Waldeck to warm up, talk things over. Really tough there.
3 RBIs for Tyler Hawley. And by the way, that's his first hit of the season. That ball off the barrel, it looked like you might have a crack at going over that left field fence, Feld, right near the warning track. And again, the wind is in off the left, kind of hindering that ball going down the left field line. And the Oaks now lead for the first time this game. 5 runs in the third, and Bill Pintard with Waldeck getting loose down that right field line is going to stay in the game. I should say Tumis is going to stay in the game. Bill Pintard gives him some words of encouragement. But he's going to go back to the first base dugout, and the Sturs giving up 5 runs in this third inning. Ollie at second, and the batter will now be Jake Schwartz, who bats from the left side, the 9th batter of this inning. Look back to second for Tumas. Here's the pitch, and the fastball is popped up. Shallow center field. Mandino moves in, out goes far, and Mandino will call off the second baseman to make the squeeze, and Jake Schwartz is retired, but the damage done by the Oaks. We go to the 4th. Conejo now lead 5-4 over the Sturs.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
To the 4th inning from the campus of Cal Lutheran. 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd for Conejo, and the Sturs trail by a run. Here's the first pitch, and it's going to be in there on a changeup to Vince Gambardella for strike number 1. 8-9-1 scheduled. Gambardella, Navarro, and Mandino coming up to start the 4th. Here's the 0-1, and fastball will miss high and away. And by the way, Tyler Gren remains in the game, the starter for the Oaks.
Yeah, even after giving up a couple of hits with 2 outs, show they trust him.
Here's the 1-1 fastball down and away. That is ball 2.
To be fair, David Sol is the reigning CCL Coach of the Year. Knows what he's doing over there in that third base dugout.
Here's the next pitch. It's going to miss away on a fastball. It's ball 3. Well, Nate, to start this game, we said, how will Santa Barbara bounce back after getting a little bit not as sharp yesterday in the middle half and the late half of the game? As a 3-1 pitch will miss away on a fastball Ball 4 and Gambardella aboard for the first time, working a walk. But the question would then be, after giving up 5 runs, you're trailing, what would the response be? The response is you get your leadoff man aboard.
Absolutely, and that's something that the Foresters have done a really good job of, is whenever teams score runs, they get runs back, especially did that against Conejo. You know, the Oaks were the first ones to get a score on Saturday, and then the next inning, Santa Barbara comes back, gets a couple of runs on the board. Of course, you don't want to put yourself into that position, but whenever Santa Barbara has found itself there, they've done a good job of digging themselves out of these holes.
The batter will be Nabarro, bats from the left side. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. McConney, first time up, a line out to the first baseman. First plate appearance in a couple days, and again, nursing a lower body injury, making sure there's nothing too serious. Just a prudent play given by the trainer. The 0-1, it's down in the dirt, bouncing and skipping away, and Gambardella will go down to second on the wild pitch.
That's why you can't miss your pitches against the Foresters, because if you do, chances are they're going to take off and try and advance on the wild pitch.
And by the way, a pinch runner was brought in for Gambardella. It's now Brady Dallimore at second base. Take over then as the catcher as well for Vince after reaching and working a walk. But Nabarro is at a 1-1 count. Brady at second, pinch running. Here's the offering. It's up the middle, nearly took the head off the pitcher, and Dallimore is going to third and will be held up by Steve Shuck. And a base hit for Nabarro. That ball was a rocket, nearly took the head off of Gren. He's able to get out of the way as that ball went straight up the heart of the field.
That's something Nabarro has done really well this season, is just generate hard contact wherever. Last time he got unlucky and lined out the first base. That time up the middle, hammered past the middle of the infield. Great piece of hitting there by the DH.
That's going to bring up Mandino, another lefty batter. 0 for 1 with a walk today. Here's the offering, squares around to bunts down the third baseline, will roll foul, and Dallimore was coming home. They were going to try to squeeze him in to tie this ball game. Foresters trail by a run, 5-4. Conejo, they lead.
Seen Mandino a few times to start the season show bunt. I've been pretty impressed with how he's laid him down. Usually has the speed to beat the throw, although that time I think it was going to be going home instead of the first.
2 games back, had a bunt single against the Barons. Did lay down a sacrifice yesterday in the 4th against the Saints. First and third, nobody out. Here's the 0-1. Into center field, drifting back, Tommy Kendlinger camps out in the middle of the outfield lawn, and Dallimore's tagging up from third base, and the throw won't even be close, in a sacrifice fly for Maddox Mandino, and we are now tied at 5. Dallimore scores. Great work by Mandino with the sac fly.
It's exactly what Mandino does, runs across the plate, even though he's not able to reach that time. Still comes up clutch and ties the game here for Santa Barbara. So that's exactly what we were talking about at the top of this inning, is how, whenever the Stars can get themselves in the hole, they can dig themselves out of it.
Mandino's 7th run batted in this season. The batter will now be Terrence Kill. Here's the pitch. Fastball finds the upper half of the zone for a strike, 0-1. So now tied ball game at 5, top of the 4th. Nabarro, bigger lead at first base. Secondary lead, there he goes. The 0-1 on the ground to the third baseman. Passed him into left field for a base hit. And Nabarro is trying to try to get down to third base. The throw is cut off, and Kill will hold up at first. And a base hit for Terrence Kill. An aggressive base running from Nabarro. He took off to second, gets all the way to third.
Really nice job by Nabarro. We've seen this a few times today already, where the Stars base runners go from first to third in a flash. Speed kills, and that's exactly what it's doing here for Santa Barbara this afternoon.
And the Stars will look to regain the lead that they just conceded in the bottom of the third. It's tied at 5, and only a single out in first and third for Easton Mumma. To have himself a 1 for 2 day. The pitch, Kill's going to take off from first base. It's a good throw, and the play at the plate. They're coming home at the plate, out. Down to second base is Kill, safely, but coming home, trying to steal home is Nabarro, thrown out at the plate for the second out.
I like the aggression there from Santa Barbara. Try and cause a little chaos. That time unsuccessful, but you still got a runner in scoring position. This time, though, with just 2 outs. And to be fair, with Kill's speed, I think a hit into the outfield probably does score the run. But still really aggressive base running there. That time not paying off for Santa Barbara.
So Navarro caught stealing at home. Good plays by the infield for Conejo to gun him down at the plate. Here's the 1-0 as Muma will see a fastball missing away for ball 2.
You know, it's something that has to be in the back of your mind here if you're Conejo. The next 4 guys coming up all had hits in the last inning, including Muma with 2 outs as well.
2-0 pitch. Muma will spray it back directly behind the plate. It was a fastball from Tyler Gren. That will be strike 1 on Easton. We've had a couple RBIs throughout this game, and in this inning, these runs batted in, sponsored by Gold's Gym. Gold's has 3 locations in SB where the Foresters train for victory. Gold's Gym. 2-1 pitch as Muma checks the swing, takes a called strike on the outside edge. A fastball, 2-2.
Way to come back at him there by Tyler Gren. Off speed in the zone.
The wind continues to howl pole to pole, left to right, blowing in a fraction towards the plate as well. Couple looks back to Gren. The 2-2 pitch is a slider, misses in, count full.
Good job by Muma to hold up there after seeing the off-speed pitch previously fine in the zone. Goes off-speed again, really tempted to swing at it, but just misses, and good eye by Easton.
Remember, Kill at second, 2 out. Payoff pitch is lifted down the left field line, slicing long run for the left fielder, and he can make the catch. Yes, sir. Jake Schwartz, diving play near the chalk line in left field. That was a huge run with the ball slicing off the bat of Easton Muma. That will save a run as Terrence Kill is pleading his case to the plate umpire, saying it looked like that ball maybe wasn't caught cleaning, but a heck of a play from Jake Schwartz, and Muma will be a flyout victim, but the Stars do tie it up. Bottom of the inning we go, tied at 5. Bottom of the 4th inning, we have a tied ball game. 5 runs apiece, and a new arm will enter for Santa Barbara. Noah Waldeck will get his second appearance of the season with the Stars. Pitched 2 games back, going 2 innings against the MLB Academy Barons. Here's the first pitch, and it's a fastball on the inside edge to Henry Borjas, the leadoff batter.
Yeah, I'd say Waldeck got pretty unlucky last time out against the Barons. Had a couple of unlucky plays in the field.
As the 0-1, a sizzling fastball blazes past the batter for strike 2.
Couple of unlucky hits. I thought he did a really good job of getting ahead in the counts, which he's done so here already. 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
2 straight fastballs. Here's the 0-2. Goes right back to the heater. Miss high this time. Ball 1. Noah's going to face 9-1-2 for the Conejo Oaks tied ball game. Working quick. 1-2 pitch is a curveball in there, called strike 3. Borjas goes down looking, 1 out in the 4th.
Nice job by Waldeck going to the breaking ball to get the strikeout, and that's exactly what he does. Strikeout guy, 34 strikeouts in 34 innings this past season with St. Mary's. Really nice off speed there, pitch in the zone.
That's going to bring around the top of the order, Tommy Kendlinger. Third time rather. He will bat today. Here's the pitch. It's a slider for a strike, 0-1. Tommy, the center fielder for Conejo, 0-for-1 with a walk. Eventually thrown out at second for the first out in the previous inning. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball to miss inside, 1-1. Base is clear. 1 out. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's going to be a breaking ball in for a strike. 1-2 rather to Tommy Kendlinger.
That breaking ball has been what's working so far for Waldeck. He's doing a nice job clipping that bottom part of his zone.
1-2 pitch. On the ground, up the middle, and ranging over to his left is the shortstop, Easton Rulli. A double pump, but the throw to first will be in time. Nice play by Easton, reading that ground ball. And 2 up, 2 down for Waldeck to bring around Cade Falskin.
Great play there by Easton Rulli. Kind of mentioned how this field can give you some weird bounces. That time Rulli accounted for it, fielded the ball, and makes the play. That's someone who knows what he's doing, previously played in the infield here on Saturday. Great stuff by Easton Rulli, the hometown kid.
To bring up Cade Falskin, first pitch will be a fastball down for ball 1. Falskin is struck out, been hit by a pitch. Just like the last inning, these 3 batters scheduled after Conejo had all 9 come around in the previous. Here's the 1-0, and a slider will miss inside for ball 2. Waldeck gets the pitch from Brady Dallimore. Here's the 2-0. Couldn't hold up on the slider again. And Falskin will go around for strike 1. Remember, Dallimore came in a pinch run for Vince Gambardell, who got the start as a catcher, but it is now Brady behind the plate. 2-1 pitch is the breaking ball for a strike on the inside half. Good pitch from Noah.
Way to come back at him there on the 2-2.
Waldeck has retired the first 2 men he has faced. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss at 94. Waldeck sees 3 and retires 3. Great stuff from the reliever. Go to the 5th, tied at 5 between the Stirs and the Oaks.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569 Design 1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Tied at 5 between the Sturs and the Oaks, and it's time for the Finney's fifth inning, brought to you by every Foresters game by Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. That's Finney's Craft House. There'll be a new arm entering for the Conejo Oaks. Tied ball game as Brenton Clark, Easton Ruley, Sawyer Farr will be coming up, and it'll be Spencer Kratt now on the hill for the Oaks.
Yeah, Kratt, right-handed, 6'2", 215. One of a few guys from Los Angeles Valley College, where he just wrapped up his sophomore year. Had a mixed bag, but did a really good job of limiting the walks, 32 over 50 innings, 42 strikeouts. Mainly worked as a starter. Today, working out of the bullpen.
And here comes the first pitch to Brenton, and it will miss away at 88 for ball 1. Clark today is 2 for 2. Scored a run and brought home 2 runs, so Clark responsible for 3 of the 5 runs on the scoreboard. 1-0 pitch is a fastball sprayed over the third base dugout. Strike 1.
Not only 2 for 2, but he's reached base 6 straight times going back to last night. So really good start to the week for Brenton Clark.
1-0 pitch. I should say the 1-1 pitch is popped up in the left center field. Jake Schwartz will slide over the left fielder and make the squeeze in the gap. 1 away in the 5th.
And that's what we like to call in the business the commentator's curse, the jinx. Sorry, Brenton.
And you do mention the start of the week. The Foresters will be playing their last game of this 6-game road trip to start the season tomorrow in MLB Academy. After tomorrow night, 8 of their next 9 games will be at the comforts of home. Most of the away games being played in this opening chunk of the season. Here's the first pitch. And it's going to miss down on a change up to Ruley, ball 1.
And that's something that I know a lot of the guys on the team are looking forward to finally play at home. It's something that they were saying yesterday that they just can't wait for.
1-0 pitch is on the ground to the shortstop. Hewitt had to slide to his left, and the throw will be in time to first. Nice play by the shortstop to field that ground ball. 2 up, 2 down for Spencer Kratt.
Good stuff here for Kratt. Comes into the game after in a tight spot here. You know, it's a tie game in the top of the 5th. Pressure's certainly on, but he's not feeling it.
And that will bring up the switch hitter Sawyer Farr. 1 for 2 day. Base hit in the right back in the 3rd. Here comes the pitch. And Sawyer's going to take a fastball down, ball 1. And talking about, again, the homestand for Santa Barbara. First game will be on Friday, 4:30 first pitch, so Forester fan and in the area, be sure to come on out and support the Sturs. 3 games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, for an off day on Monday. But the 1-0 pitch is a fastball down, ball 2, and that will be nice. A lot of late nights for the Sturs coming back after coming south for all the 6 games to start this year south of Santa Barbara. And again, it'll be a longer trip tomorrow going all the way down to Compton. 2-0 is another fastball missing down, ball 3.
And to your point about that, I also think it gives them an opportunity to become closer as a team. You know, have a long bus ride, you're stuck together,
True.
sitting in close confinement. Certainly been an advantage of a team who's already gotten so tight this year.
3-0 pitch, green light for Farr, chops over to the first baseman who underhand flips it to the pitcher, and Sawyer will ground out 3-1. Swinging away on the 3-0 pitch, but will ground out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Spencer Kratt, the reliever. Bottom of the frame we go, tied at 5. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Back at Sparky Anderson Field on the campus of Cal Lutheran. Tied ball game into the bottom of the fifth inning. Pitcher remains Noah Waldeck, who had a 1-2-3 fourth inning and a second appearance with the Sturs.
Yeah, really impressive inning there for Mr. Noah Waldeck. 2 strikeouts as well.
And he will be facing now 3, 4, and 5 scheduled for the Conejo Oaks. Galloway, Hewitt, and Wilkes coming to the plate in this tied game. Waldeck straight away to the plate, lines up the first pitch. It's going to be an off-speed missing down and away for ball 1.
Galloway, a teammate of a couple of guys on the Foresters at Texas A&M, just wrapped up his first year there, 220. Did a really good job of getting on base at a rate of 320. He's looking to get a new bat over here.
Yeah, new twig grabbed for Galloway out of the third base dugout. They're taking a first pitch ball from Noah Waldeck. And when you look at this game, the Sturs struck first, 1 run in the first. Took a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the third, but then conceded 5 runs, able to bounce back. Top of 4 to tie it at 5, now in the home half of the fifth, with Galloway leading off. New twig acquired, 1-0 pitch. Will be a fastball down and in for ball 2 on the leadoff man.
Before his stint at Texas A&M, had a very successful sophomore year at USC, where he was the everyday starter behind the dish for the Trojans.
Here's the 2-0, and to left center field, slicing and falling for a base hit. And Galloway has his first knock in a leadoff fashion to start the bottom of the fifth.
First hit of a day for the 3-hole man, and that is just so nice to see. If you're the manager, this is the meat of a lineup. This is where you want the runs to come across the plate. Galloway does his job as the leadoff batter in this bottom of the fifth.
And remember, this fifth inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Great place to enjoy food and beverages before or after any Forster home game. Finney's Craft House. Here's the first pitch to the next batter. It's a slider lifted into foul ground. Hoover, the first baseman, slides over, fights the sun. Can't make the squeeze halfway down the chalk line. And in between the right field fence and fair territory, that ball touched leather, but falls for strike 1.
Really unlucky for Caleb. The sun is shining bright. That's kind of where it's positioned in the sky. Really tough if you're down the first base and right field line.
And Caleb does have the shades on currently, and he will hold on to the runner at first. The sun sets towards really behind the third base dugout. Here's the 0-1. Hewitt swinging a miss on the fastball behind in the count now, 0-2.
Job by Waldeck after giving the leadoff walk to attack the zone, still feel confident in your pitches and get ahead of the count 0-2.
From the middle of the hill, Waldeck, 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball in there, called strike 3. Hewitt goes down looking, third strikeout of the day for Noah.
Second looking as well, which just tell me he's in command of his off-speed pitches. It's always so satisfying to just get the guy fold who doesn't even attempt to swing the bat. Just watch the ball drop into the zone.
That's going to bring up the DH. Wilkes, one away man at first. Tied ball game. Bottom of the fifth. Here comes the first pitch, as Wilkes will take a breaking ball for a strike. The DH today, 1 for 1, has a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. A little bit of everything for the designated hitter. Inching his way off of first base is Galloway. The 0-1 pitch is tapped down the first baseline, foul, and rolls its way towards the first base dugout for strike 2.
It's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're Devin Wilkes as the DH. You're not in there for your defense. You're in there to get hit, as the name suggests.
Done well today. And by the way, that hit was his 3rd hit of the season. Quite a small sample size. He's now 3 for 8 at the plate this year. 0-2 pitch is a fastball, and he will tap it foul off his right ankle. But he's able to stay alive.
Wilkes, the Cal State Bakersfield commit out of Pacifica High School, where he hit nearly 500 his senior year. Jeez.
What a senior year it was for Wilkes. Taking his talents to the next level as the 0-2 pitch is sprayed over the third base dugout. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Waldeck. We've seen some nice heat from all 3 pitchers on the hill so far today. Rarick, Tumis, and Waldeck. In case you're wondering, the next man out of the pen, as we were told, would be Elliot Gallegos, as we are just in the bottom of the 5th, and Waldeck is the 3rd arm to be used. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball over the third base dugout. Reaching for it was Wilkes, stays alive.
I like going to the off speed there. Maybe just stayed a little too much in the zone, funnily enough. You're ahead on the count 0-2. Don't be afraid to get something in the dirt and trust that your catcher, Dallimore, will, maybe if it's too low, prevent it from going past.
We are tied at 5, bottom of 5. And at first, 1 out. Waldeck winds up the 0-2 pitch. This is a fastball well away. Remember, Brady Dallimore is now catching for Santa Barbara after Gambardella got the start.
I like that pitch out of his zone. You have a couple to give. Why not use it?
Man, the sky is completely blue now overhead. A nice afternoon, just a little bit of a breeze. As the 1-2 pitch is on the ground, up the middle. Tough play for Ruley. Slides, dives, flips to second, and gets the force out. What a play from Ruley. Big old dust cloud kicks its way up behind second base. The shortstop making that play. Big second out.
The gladiator, as you called him, not afraid to get dirty. Slides down, flips it over to second. That's a tough play to make, especially on this unpredictable infield, but gets the lead runner out. Crucial stuff there by the shortstop.
And that's going to bring up Nate Johnson, the first baseman. Menacing frame in the box with man at first, 2 out. Here's the pitch. High fastball, that'll be ball 1. And we did call him the Gladiator earlier today, but one thing to note, too, for Easton Ruley, before even starting playing this season, Bill Pintard said, quote, he's a tough son of a gun. He plays the old school way, plus he can really run. I think that pretty good synopsis on Easton Ruley without him even playing a single game for the Foresters. Here's the 1-0 as Johnson sees a breaking ball for a strike.
I think you could say that about a lot of the Foresters players. Clearly, Bill Pintard has something that he's looking for.
Bill Pintard doesn't always necessarily look for the most talented guys, but looks for the right guys when composing his teams. Here's the 2-2. It's a fastball and line over the first base dugout for strike 2.
That was a little bit later. That is a extra base hit and then some. Really, really good job locating the ball. Now time it up if you're Nate Johnson.
He's behind in the count. Ball and 2 strikes, man at first. We are tied at 5, bottom of 5 from Cal Lutheran. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball is down the right field line. That ball is fair. Terrence Kill will scoop it up. Runner will hold at second. And a 2-out knock for Nate Johnson. Picks up his first hit of the day.
Located it and timed it up. That time just sends it down the right field line. Nice piece of hitting there by the first baseman.
Second hit of the inning for the Oaks. They now have 5. The Sturs have 8 to bring up the number 7 hitter, Tyler Hawley. In case you're wondering, the Sturs are going to have Hoover, Dallimore, and Nabarro, 7, 8, 9 coming up in the 6th. Currently tied ball game, but Hawley will look to change that. The man at second, Devin Wilkes. First pitch is a curveball missing inside to the right-handed batter. Ball 1.
And now Dallimore heading up to just have a quick word with his pitcher, as Gallegos will be heading over to the bullpen to start his warm-up routine.
And when you look back to yesterday's game, that only went 7 innings, of course, being called due to darkness, so to speak, with the lights getting flicked off. 4 men were out of the bullpen yesterday, so 5 arms being used. Here's the 1-0. Fastball is down at 92, ball 2. We were talking to Scott Murray before the game in terms of strategy and who's going to start tomorrow, and still up in the air depending on how things pan out this game and how many arms are used.
That's really tough early in the week to be using this many arms, but it is a necessity. They feel like that they really want to take control of these innings.
First and second, 2 out. It's a 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. Strike 1. Especially as it is the first full week, having to find your starting rotation, find which guys are hot which day. It's a little bit of an adjustment, making sure everything gets underway smoothly, really, when the season gets underway this week, having a full 6 games. But I look back to second, and the 2-1 delivery is a slider in there for a strike. 2-2.
Way to attack by Noah Waldeck. Gets behind the count, goes fastball, off speed, both finding the zone.
Hawley today, remember, had that bases clearing double, which gave the Conejo Oaks a momentary lead. They took a 5-4 lead back in the 3rd. He also has a walk. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and just tapped it foul. There's a fastball and rolls it towards the first base on deck circle.
This is what you got to do if you're Hawley now. Tighten up. You're down to your final strike. Just force longer at bats here, and eventually you'll find something that you can probably hit.
And that one that he did hit in the 3rd for 2 bags off the bat, it looks pretty good, like it could have a chance of going over that left field fence, but the breeze, remember, is blowing in out of the left, killing baseballs. Here's the 2-2. High fastball, full count.
Should be noted, you do have a base to give here if you're Waldeck, but I know he does not want to use it. He wants to get the final out right here, right now.
Schwartz will be next, should Hawley reach. By the way, Schwartz, the number 8 batter, standing on deck. But 2 out, 2 runners. They go. The 3-2 pitch is grounded outside of 3rd. Means a full count.
Got a good read on that one. Timed it up. Located it really well, but just a little too early on the low drive.
Bottom of the 5th, tied at 5. This man at the plate has brought home 3 of the 5 runs today. Here's a 3-2 pitch up the middle over to Easton Ruley. The shortstop, and the throw to first will be in time. A pair stranded on the bases for the Oaks. Well done by Waldeck. We head to the 6th, tied at 5.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a 3rd-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Forester's home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Caleb Hoover leads off for the Sturs. Top of the 6th inning, tied at 5. Here's the pitch. It will be a fastball in at the knees. Just say in there for a strike at the knees. It's going to be Hoover, Dallimore, Nabarro scheduled in this inning with Spencer Kratt having to face the minimum in the last inning, which he entered. 1-0 pitch. Looks like the breaking ball that did not break. Ball 2.
Yeah, Kratt was really effective his last time up. Got some really quick outs. The last time the Foresters had a 1-2-3 inning, they then responded with 3 runs.
Can they do that here? 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss on the fastball from Caleb. Strike 2. And Hoover today, he's 0 for 2. He's struck out. Ground out to second.
You know he has some pop.
Strike 2 pitch is a slider missing away. Ball 1.
Good eye there by Hoover. Not to get fooled by the breaking ball and hold up strong.
There's the 1-2 pitch, and the fastball will be high and away to even the count at 2. Santa Barbara.
3-2, I believe. Yeah, full count here.
Excuse me, full count now for Hoover. Man leading off the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball is popped up in the foul ground, left side, maybe a chance for the catcher, but it's the third baseman to make the catch on the run. Tyler Hawley just in front of his team's dugout, and Hoover will be retired, 1 away in the 6th.
It's a very nice round of applause there, Tyler Hawley. It was a nice play. Had to track it, but he managed to locate it and snags it for the first out.
And that's going to bring to the plate for the first time today Brady Dallimore, who entered as a pinch runner in the 4th after Vince Gambardella worked a leadoff walk. Brady's taken over the catching duties. Here's the pitch. Sees a changeup missing inside, ball 1.
You know, Dallimore has some nice pop. A lot of power at his disposal, the 6'4" righty.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball will miss in for ball 1. You talk about even the frame and the size. When the team showed up early in the practice week leading up to the season, Steve Schuck, like, you got to watch this guy take batting practice. It's so fun to watch and so impressive. The man just finished up high school. It's a 2-0 pitch down the left field line, drawing. Will it stay fair? No. That ball was launched over the left field foul pole and just drew foul. That ball was deep.
Tanked. Absolutely tanked. Really, just a couple ticks too early. Otherwise, we'd have a Foresters lead here in the top of the 6th.
Tied at 5, 1 out, bases clear. So that was a long strike 1. Here's a 2-1 pitch, change up inner half for a strike. Dallimore doesn't think so, 2-2.
Dallimore had a really successful high school career where he hit .458 throughout his 4 years at Palo Verde.
Comes the next pitch, and he will tap it back towards the third base on deck circle. Means 2-2, and the Las Vegas native making his way over to California, an extremely bright future in the game of baseball, wherever it may take him. The 2-2 is chopped up the middle. The shortstop arranges over, fields it behind second base. The throw will be in time, just barely. It looked like Dallimore might have been able to beat it out, or might have beat it out, but it will be. And now Bill Pintard rushes out of the first base dugout and not too pleased with the call.
Yeah, that was a very, very close play at first. I personally thought that he might have beat the throw. It was definitely a tough play to make, and all credit right there by the shortstop. But, yeah, really, really tough play. Pintard getting the explanation from the first baseman. They'll have to be satisfied with it.
So we'll go down 6-3 for the second out in the 6th. That was a fantastic play from Hewitt. There was some good speed from Dallimore, just not quite enough.
And those are two of the younger guys on the field right there. Hewitt going into his freshman year at Oregon. Dallimore freshman year at TCU, both making great impacts.
Now the first pitch to Nabarro will miss down, a fastball from Kratt, ball 1. And Nabarro, great to see him back in the lineup today for the Sturs. He's gone 1 for 2.
But both ABs ended in a really hard hit ball on a line. One of them snuck past, the other one didn't. So I'm really liking how Nabarro's handling himself here.
This one's a drive into right field. Going back is Borjas and making the catch right in front of the warning track. Another hard hit ball from Makani Nabarro, but Kratt just has to face the minimum for the second straight inning. Bottom of the sixth we go, tied at 5.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Back on the campus of Cal Lutheran Sparky Anderson Field, the Forsters and the Conejo Oaks deadlocked 5 runs apiece going to the bottom of the 6th. Noah Waldeck remains in this ballgame, the second arm to be used out of the pen. He'll face Schwartz, Borjas, and Kendlinger. That is 8-9-1 for the Oaks.
Yeah, he gave up a couple of hits last inning, but he's done a really good job of getting strikeouts.
Here comes the first pitch, and it will be a first pitch strike on the fastball located on the outer half.
2 of the strikeouts coming without a swing from the batter, so he's also doing a really good job of locating the zone, especially on those off speeds.
The pitch and painting the corner perfectly, back-to-back fastballs and back-to-back strikes on Jake Schwartz. Drew Rarick got the start today going 2, and then we saw Easton 2 miss. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off into the screen, and actually on top of the man who stands on deck, Henry Borjas. That ball right on top of his head into the screen. But no runs have been scored since the top of the 4th. It's the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be a changeup away, ball 1.
Unlucky miss for Waldeck. Just wrapped up his sophomore year at St. Mary's. Pretty successful guy. Had no earned run for 3 straight weeks at the most crucial point of the season, end of April.
It's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball missing away, 2-2.
Came into a couple of tough situations and managed to handle them very well. So, clutch situational pitcher, excuse me.
In his second appearance this season for Santa Barbara, a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missing away. That is ball 3. So after getting ahead, 0-2. A couple good takes from Jake Schwartz with, granted, both those fastballs right on the edge, located perfectly, but the breaking balls couldn't be located. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball is tapped foul outside of first base towards the Forster dugout. Means 3-2.
I love the confidence in the breaking ball from Waldeck. To go to it 3-2, that shows that you really trust your off speed.
And another one coming up. Goes to the fastball, missing high and away. Loses Schwartz after being ahead 0-2 in a leadoff walk for Conejo.
It's always so tough to see as the pitcher. Leadoff man on after you thought you had him. And we'll be seeing a pinch runner come into the game here for Conejo. That'll be Isaac Veal, who was in the lineup on Saturday. Now replacing Schwartz in left.
So the pinch runner on. Tied ball game, bottom of 6. Here's the number 9 batter, Borjas, but a check to the ran at first base. Plume of dust kicks up. It looks like a lot of dirt right in the belt area. Pulls the belt back and see some dirt fall. The pinch runner, Veal, brought into this game. So how will Waldeck respond, giving up the leadoff walk? Here's the first pitch. Will be a fastball located on the outer half to Borjas for a opening strike to start the plate appearance.
And it makes sense why they brought Veal in. Was a perfect 9 for 9 on stolen base attempts this past season at Westmont.
From the first base side of the hill, 0-1 pitch, squaring around to bunts off the end of the bat and back near the first base on deck circle. So that is strike 2 on Borjas. And for those of you not familiar with the Santa Barbara area, Westmont, local 4-year college right in the Santa Barbara area. Saw a couple of Westmont Warriors on the team last year, but no one from Westmont on the roster this season for Bill Pintard. 0-2 pitch, fastball will miss inside, ball 1.
Yeah, Veal also another Santa Barbara native. Went to Bishop Diego Garcia High School.
The lead at first base, Veal extends his way off of first. 1-2 pitch is a slider, and it will miss down for ball 2.
Waldeck in a similar position, got ahead 0-2. Now, Borjas, slowly clawing his way back in.
Gallegos is throwing down the right field line. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the slider. Borjas down on strikes. 4th strikeout of the day for Waldeck, and a big first out in the 6th.
Beautiful swing and miss on the slider. It was outside the zone, but it fooled Borjas. Brings up the top of the order, Tommy Kendlinger.
Tommy today is 0 for 2 with a walk. With 1 out, man at first. Ground ball to try to end this inning for Noah. Check back to the runner. Remember, it's a pinch runner who was brought in for Jake Schwartz, who worked a leadoff walk. Conejo Oaks, the reigning CCL state champs. Here's the first pitch, and it's chopped. Chopper to the third baseman who has to back up, throw to second in time. And the slide causing some interference. It's going to be a double play on the slide. Veal took out the legs of Sawyer Farr, the second baseman, on the attempted 5-4-3 when they went around the horn. And they're going to call the runner out at first for interference on the bases. So the Sturs get the double play. And Noah Waldeck works around a leadoff walk and only has to face 3 in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Still tied at 5. Oaks, Sturs. We remain tied at 5 between the Sturs and the Oaks. Top of the order will be coming to the plate. Mandino, Kill, and Muma for Santa Barbara, with Spencer Kratt facing the minimum through the 5th, and 6th innings. Back out for his 3rd inning on the hill. Here comes the pitch to Maddox. A check swing with the fastball located on the outer half for a strike.
Mandino, this time facing Kratt. Well, he handles himself here.
The 0-1 pitch will be missing well away on a changeup. It's even the count at 1. Mandino, he's 0 for 1. He has a walk, a run scored, ground out to first, and a sacrifice fly, which brought home a run in the 4th. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and it's going to miss down on the fastball. 2-1.
Bounce back. I count right there from Mandino.
We've been tied since the 4th inning. Now in the top of 7. 2-1 pitch. He'll miss away at 88. It's ball 3.
Don't want to let Mandino on if you're Krat. A lot of speed. We know he likes to steal a bag or two. He's already scored 1 run today off a walk.
3-1 pitch is sprayed over the third base dugout, well out of play. And that will be strike 2 on Maddox, count full. The Stars will be winding up their road trip tomorrow in their first 6 games on the road this season. Playing at home for the first time on Friday, but the payoff pitch. Mandino swing and a miss, chasing the high fastball. First strikeout of the day for Spencer Krat, 1 down in the 7th.
Mandino a little frustrated with himself there. The high heat, it's so tempting, and that time it fooled him just a little too out of his zone. Gets the swing and miss to bring up Terrence Kill.
Terrence bats from the right side. Here comes the first pitch. It's popped up and over the first base dugout on top of the roofing. Just past the roofing, which covers the stands down the first baseline for strike 1 on Terrence, who just got activated yesterday. Playing in his first game with the Stars last night down in Pasadena. And who had such a fantastic freshman year with Texas A&M. Here comes the 0-1. The fastball will miss in for ball 1. The Atlanta, Georgia native, 1 point this past season, SEC Freshman of the Week. And not only that, that was February 17th, early in the year. And that's
His first week of college baseball.
making an early impact as the 1-1 pitch down the left field line. Into the corner. Kill is rounding first base. He is thinking 2 and will get there standing. A 1-out double for Terrence Kill. Make it 3 for 4 today at the plate. Stirring it up at second base. Kill in the scoring position.
Showed his speed on a triple last night. Showing it there on a double. Great stuff by Kill. Just a really nice hit ball down the line. That is able to just stay fair. It rolls foul, and he's able to take advantage and get in scoring position with just 1 out.
And all 3 of the hits today for Terrence have been into left. The pull side for the right-handed batter. But that will now bring up a lefty, Easton Mumaw, to face the righty Krat. Here's the pitch, and the fastball down and away. Ball 1, great pick by Jacob Galloway. That ball was in the dirt, keeping Kill at second.
Yeah, if that got past him, Kill would have absolutely been safe at third and just 90 feet away from taking the lead.
Just a single out. Can Santa Barbara take the lead, tied at 5? Kill a big lead at second. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball missing well high and away. That is ball 2.
Brad entering his 3rd inning of work. He is, usually a starter in college, so he can work longer appearances, but he's losing a bit of his stuff here.
Comes set from the third base side of the hill. Couple looks to second. 2-0 pitch is a fastball on the outside edge. Mumaw does not think so. Strike 1.
The dugout didn't think so as well. A couple of cries from the first base side where the Stars reside.
And by the way, Kill now at second. The first man to reach base has been Spencer Krat since taking over in the 5th inning. 2-1 pitch is fouled back into the screen. It was a fastball. Now 2-2. As the first 7 were retired by Spencer. Then Kill, the 8th batter, he faced double down the line into left.
Well, have to take advantage of the speed at second.
Infield at double play depth. In outfield, rather, straight away. Pickoff play at second base. It was close. The throw was a little bit on the first base side of second base with Brady Hewitt moving in behind second base to try to pick off Terrence Kill, but he's in safely head first. Shadows from the press box getting a little bit longer, creeping towards the dish. Winds cutting pole to pole, left to right. 2-2. Line to the third baseman, making the catch, leaping grab. Oh, climbing the ladder was Tyler Hawley. Look at that vertical down the third base line.
Oh, he's made a couple of really nice plays down the third base line defensively. And it very easily could have been 2 if someone was covering second base, but no one was there. Hawley kind of gives him a little like, what's going on, a little shrug. Very fortunate for the Foresters.
Kill was well off of second base, but as you said, no one covering. So allowed second out to bring up Brenton Clark. Can Santa Barbara take the lead? Here's the pitch. It was a fastball in the dirt and a good cover by Galloway. And we know with Brenton liking to go the other way, the man who bats from the left side, a lot of his hits recently in this season have been down the left field line. And with this wind, it might hold it up and make it almost easier for the left fielder should he go down the line because it'd be holding up the slicing ball.
Definitely something to keep in mind if you're Clark.
5 runs apiece. Top of the 7th inning, 1-0 pitch is inside, nearly hits the ankles, but a great slide again from Galloway, who's been very solid defensively as the catcher today for the Oaks.
That's what you'd expect from guys who've been playing high major baseball pretty consistently for the past 3 years in college.
Can Brenton Clark, he's got 2 RBIs today. The 2-0 pitch is slicing down the left field line, out of play. Can he bring home the go-ahead run? And Clark now on the year has 5 runs batted in, had 1 last night and 2 today, both of which coming off singles into center field. Clark remains at second after the 1-out double. Now 2 out, 2-1 pitch is inside, and Galloway somehow scoops up that ball again.
I'm telling you, Kratt is definitely losing a bit of his location here. Couple of balls in the dirt in a row. 3-1, you have to expect to get something to swing at here if you're Clark.
Galloway has been vacuuming him. Those baseballs in behind the plate. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip back, and that looked like it went down the air. You don't want to be hit by for the catcher. That will be strike 2 as the home plate umpire will give Galloway a moment, and Clark gives him a reassuring pat, but that foul ball does not went where you don't want it to go.
Just comes with the position, Hunter. You know,
Yep.
That's always a threat behind the dish.
And after a moment, he was able to spring back up and will walk his way back to behind the plate. But it's now a full count for Easton Clark, who's, again, already had 2 RBI singles today in this tied game. Can Santa Barbara break this tie, which we have been at since the top of the 4th? Spencer Kratt, third base side of the hill, 3-2 pitch, fastball away, ball 4, and Clark aboard for the 3rd time today, a 2-out walk.
Way to fight back in the count there. That was an absolute battle between the two, and Clark victorious that time for his 2nd time facing Kratt. This is when, you know, you're starting to feel a bit of advantage coming to the Stars. You know, this is their 2nd time seeing this pitcher, kind of know what he's working with.
The batter is now Ruley. Here's the pitch. Kill's going to take off from 2nd to 3rd. The throw in will be late, and Kill kicks up a massive plume of infield dirt and a stolen bag to 3rd base. Aggressive base running. Bill Pintard sending Kill from 2nd to 3rd. The first pitch, by the way, was missing to Easton Ruley for ball 1.
I really like that by Kill. Love the aggression. Put the pressure on the Oaks.
The 2nd stolen base of the day for Terrence. And a nice lead off at 3rd base as well. Can they bring him home? 1-0 pitch is jammed directly behind the plate, all the way up the screen. The barrel of Easton Ruley is the fastball by Kratt. 1st and 3rd. And Ruley, he has 2 runs batted in today. 2 RBI single into center field in the 3rd. So Clark and Ruley, a lot of production in this lineup today. The 1-1 is down the left field line foul and into the Oaks bullpen.
That had a nice sound off the bat, Hunter. Just a little too early, though. That's a bit later. That's going to be scoring at least 1 run with Kill.
And one thing we haven't really talked about too much this season is the fact that Forster's using wood bats and how much different that is compared to collegiate athletics. Using composite bats and just transitioning to the traditional lumber. Much different change. Check back over the man at first base. Clark in head first, no problem.
I believe Ruley might be using the torpedo bat here.
And the Foresters, thanks to one of the Bill Pintard's friends, giving the Stars a couple torpedo bats, but now the 1-2 pitch will miss inside on a changeup, 2-2. Even in slugging numbers, you always see a drop from college numbers to summer league numbers that use wood bats just from how much harder they are to swing and get that extra pop. But a chance for the Stars to take the lead. Tied at 5, 2-2 is on the ground, left side. The shortstop moves in, fields it. A little bit of a double pump, but the throw to first will be in time. Brady Hewitt, a couple good plays at short to retire the side, and the Stars leave 2 stranded, and it's stretch time from Conejo. Tied game going to the bottom of the 7th. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Back on the campus of Cal Lutheran, tied ball game, 5 runs apiece, bottom of the 7th. Cade Falskin, Galloway, and Hewitt, 2, 3, and 4 will be coming up to face Noah Waldeck, who remains in this ball game. Here's the pitch, and the Santa Barbara reliever will miss away with a changeup, ball 1.
Yeah, I would expect, maybe Waldeck to be on a bit of a shorter leash here.
Mm-hmm.
Camarillo warming up. Gallegos definitely picking up his warm up here.
That's the second pitch. Induces a swing and miss to Falskin, who has gone 0 for 2 today. He's been K'd twice, but he's also been hit by a pitch the lone time he's been able to reach base. Here comes the 1-1 from Waldeck. Is the breaking ball missing away, ball 2. Remember, Waldeck gave up a leadoff walk and only had to face 3 in the last inning after a double play was turned with interference on the slide by Isaac Veal. Took out the legs of Sawyer Farr. The 2-1 is a high fastball. It's ball 3.
Behind the count here for Waldeck. You got to attack the zone here on the 3-1. Maybe induce a weak ground out.
Here's the pitch, and in there for a strike. Falskin didn't think so. I think it was also great work by Dalmore, giving the home plate umpire something to look at. Full count. Remember, Dalmore took over for Gambardella in the middle of this game, but now the 3-2 pitch will miss inside. That's ball 4. The fastball missed from Waldeck, and for the second straight inning, a leadoff walk for the Oaks.
Yeah, I was able to get out of it last time. Responded last time he gave up the leadoff walk with a strikeout. So he does so here in the bottom of the 7th.
But this time he'll be facing the number 3 batter, Jacob Galloway, who's had himself a 1 for 3 day. He has brought home a run on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. Man at first, nobody out, tied game. Here's the first pitch, change up away, ball 1. With Gallegos throwing, he's been starting his warm-up last couple innings, but actively throwing now, and you said it, Nate. Likely a pretty short leash for Noah Waldeck. Walks the leadoff man. Now fire the second pitch to Galloway. And the slider's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Go to attack the zone there. go back at him, says, I'm not afraid of you. You know, Galloway had the leadoff hit last time. That doesn't scare Waldeck, excuse me.
1-1. Fastball just missed away at the belt. Ball 2. By the way, Waldeck did take over in the 4th inning, so this is his 4th inning. Start of the 4th inning for him in relief after Rarick, man from Texas, went 2, got the start. Easton Toomas, another Longhorn, went 1, is now a baseball from the bullpen. Rolls been behind the plate and time being called. And the bullpen's actually in foul ground here at Sparky Anderson Field.
Very tight foul ground as well, I have to say.
Man at first, nobody out. 2-1 pitch is on the ground right side. It gets through for a base hit, and Kill will scoop it up in right field. But from first, Falskin will go down to third base in safely with the throw being cut off in the infield. And it's now first and third, Conejo threatening in the bottom of the 7th.
Definitely the most threatening we've seen a team be here since the deadlock occurred in the top of the 4th. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Pressure's on here for Waldeck to get 3 outs.
Galloway picks up his 2nd hit, and the batter will be the number 4 hitter, Hewitt. So now Brady Dallimore, man, who just graduated high school, flashes some signals just in front of home plate, and now will crouch back down. Now here comes Scott Murray, a late appearance out of the first base dugout. Pitching coach as Gallegos, again, actively throwing down that right field line.
Yeah, I don't think this is definitely not going to be the day for Waldeck, but it's just going to be more of a conversation, just talk things over, ground him a little bit. You know, I'm sure he's feeling a bit of the pressure here with runners on the corners, nobody out. A tight spot in the game, only 2 more full innings of the full 9. So definitely a lot running through your mind. If you're Scott Murray, you're just telling him, hey, 1 out at a time. That's all it takes. 1 out at a time.
With the man at third base, man at first, Hewitt, his lone hit came in the 3rd. Was able to score a run once he reached base. That hit was recorded in the left center.
The one time he did face Waldeck, struck out looking.
Here comes the first pitch, and it's down and good. Keep from Dallimore. That ball's in the dirt. Rolled its way a few paces down the first baseline, but the runners do hold.
Good job by Dallimore to just keep that one in front of him.
Tied game, bottom of 7, and Conejo have a fantastic opportunity to regain the lead that they once had in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. That's on the outside edge, 1-1. And it is tied to 5, and all 5 of the runs for Conejo just came in the 3rd inning. And they were able to chain together number of hits, number of base runners just able to get on. 1-1. Is a slider for a strike. Good pitch by Waldeck.
Got in the zone there. Really nice by Noah. 1-2 here.
Go-ahead run is at third base. Nobody out. 1-2 pitch is lifted in a shallow right field. Sawyer Farr will go back, but Terrence Kill, the right fielder, makes the catch in the middle of the lawn, but they're going to put the brakes on. The runner will hold. Well done by Kill. You saw him field that ball perfectly with all of his momentum moving forward, and the third base coach keeping Falskin at third.
Couple of really nice arms in the outfield right now for Santa Barbara. Of course, we've talked about Mandino's arm in center all season long, but Kill, 2nd game out and right. First time really got to show his arm off, and Conejo wasn't going to take any chances there. They still have another out to try and get that sac fly and get the run across the plate.
And the batter will be now Devin Wilkes, bats from the left side against the righty reliever Waldeck. Here's the first pitch. Changeup misses away, ball 1. But with that first out and you keeping the runners intact as it stands, with the man at first base, a ground ball to get out of this inning and keep it a 5-run game. But Conejo still just a single out. Can they bring home the go-ahead run? 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high, ball 2.
Settle in here for Waldeck.
But even though these teams just met a few days ago when the Foresters won 14-5, 17 hits for the Sturs and 11 for the Oaks. Game that went 3.5 hours as a 2-0 is foul back directly behind the plate for strike one. It's a different feeling in this one, especially after the Sturs broke it open late, I should say in the middle innings against the Oaks in the fifth. This one has been neck and neck since the fourth.
Yeah, the Oaks, a couple of new guys in their lineup making big impacts.
Here's the 2-1. Is a breaking ball chopped outside of first base. So that will be strike two on the DH Wilkes.
A comeback here for Waldeck.
Falston is at third after a leadoff walk. Galloway followed suit with a base hit and a right. He remains at first base, and Conejo, not the most aggressive base running team entering today, only 8 attempted stolen bases. They do have a couple today, but the 2-2 is a fastball chopped outside of first again. That time it was a lot closer to being fair, but it is foul.
Certainly a lot closer. That was bordering on the line. Very fortunate for the Sturs.
Because that ball did get past Caleb Hoover, the first baseman. It was rolling towards Elliot Gallegos, who's down in that bullpen, which is in foul ground, no fences. So that ball would have been all the way down to the corner. First and third, one out. Tied game, 2-2. On the ground, left side, it's through for a base hit. And Conejo will take the lead. Devin Wilkes brings home the go-ahead run. 6-5, the Conejo lead.
Really aggressive hit. Nice sound off the bat, and that will be Noah Waldeck's day.
Here comes Bill Pintard. Elliot Gallegos will be called on out of the bullpen, but Conejo now have the lead. They lead 6-5, 1 out and 2 on in the seventh.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Conejo Oaks score the first run in this ball game since the fourth inning, and they now lead 6-5. Runner at first, runner at second. Only a single out, and now enter for Noah Waldeck, Elliot Gallegos.
Yeah, we saw Gallegos coming at the back end of the game Sunday against the Barons. Had the day off on Tuesday, day off on Monday. Back in here in a pivotal position for Santa Barbara. pressure's on, 2 on, 1 out, 1-run game. Just have to get 2 outs and get the bats back up. That's all you have to be thinking if you're Elliott.
And Gallegos, in his first appearance, 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, came around to score. He walked 1 and did not strike out anyone. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball at 93 away at the knees to Big Nate Johnson, the lefty batter, who has gone 1 for 2. Also been hit by a pitch and scored a run today. Ground ball to end this inning. Runners at first and second. Long look to second, 1-0 pitch. Is a fastball missing away at the knees, ball 2.
Gallegos improved year this past season at UCSB, where he only had a batting average against of 200.
Working from the first base side of the hill. The shadows getting longer. Approaching 6:30 local time. 2-0 pitch. Fastball this time at 94, but it misses away. 3 straight fastballs missing at the knees. The number 7 batter is on deck, Tyler Hawley. Remember, he was the one who did the damage earlier in this game with a bases clearing double. Bring home 3 of the 5 runs in the third. Here comes the 3-0 pitch to Johnson. Ball 4 on the outside edge, another fastball. Strike 1.
Good job finding the zone there, coming back by Gallegos.
Gets himself back in the count against the man who had a base hit and a right in the 5th. The right-hander reliever, 3-1 pitch. Fastball is sprayed back behind home plate. 5 straight fastballs from Elliott, but the count now full.
As long as they're working, no need to get away from him. Maybe you give Johnson the first off-speed pitch he's seen from you on the 3-2.
1 out. First and second, Conejo have brought home a run to take a 1-run lead, bottom of 7. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Is a changeup away. Ball 4 to load up the bases. Galloway to third, Wilkes to second, and that's going to bring up, after the walk by Johnson, Tyler Hawley. Still just a ground ball to get out of this inning, keep it a 1-run game. That's what you got to be thinking. But Tyler Hawley made some noise, who entered today 0 for 10, but a 3 RBI double, which off the barrel looked like it was going to be a grand slam over left. The second time today stands in with the bases loaded. The pitch, high fastball, ball 1. Now you see some arms going down to the right field bullpen, warming up, and 2 guys now down that right field line stretching. 1 run in, Oaks by a run. Bases loaded, only a single out. Here's the pitch. High fastball, 2-0. Since Gallegos is entered, Nate, 1 changeup and then everything else fastballs.
Yeah, and the first at battle, the fastballs were low. These ones a little high now. Goldilocks, find the happy medium.
Can Gallegos do that? It's a good count, however, for Tyler Hawley. Here comes the pitch. Popped up and out of play over the press box. There's another fastball, outer half of the zone this time, but it is strike 1.
That was the Goldilocks, happy medium. Fastball out of the plate. Did a really good job generating the foul ball. Maybe go to the off-speed a little earlier than you did last time through.
Gallegos coming from set from the belt. Bases loaded. 2-1 pitch. It looked like the changeup or maybe the slider that did not break at all, but it missed high regardless for ball 3.
Yeah, it just hung up there. Top part.
And nowhere to put Hawley. Bases loaded, only a single out. Oaks by a run. Gallegos needs to find the zone. 3-1 pitch. Check swing, but that's a fair ball down to the first baseline. Hoover comes in and is going to toss to first base. Covering first is Gallegos. On an awkward play, a check swing, but that ball is on the infield fair. It's going to bring home a run, but a second out is recorded, but the score now is 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hoover right there was kind of hesitant what to do. Should I go home? Should I try and go for the double play? Ultimately decided to get the easy second out. I don't know. I feel like you have to go home there in that situation.
They do record the second out. 1 run An extra run, I should say, is tacked on, so it's now 2nd and 3rd to bring up Isaac Veal for the first time. He pinch ran for Schwartz in the last inning. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball in there for a strike, 0-1.
Crucial for Gallegos to get ahead in the zone there.
Two down in the inning. And Hoover, that, by the way, I should say the Holly out goes down 3-1 on the putout. Now the 0-1 is a slider for a strike, 0-2. Good delivery from Gallegos.
Crucially finding the zone.
In this inning, we've seen the pitching change, but 2 walks given up by Santa Barbara pitching, 2 hits. 2nd and 3rd, 2 out, 0-2 pitch. Fastball missing away. Borderline call in favor of the batter. That is ball 1.
Really tough to not get the call there if you're Gallegos. All you're thinking is, I just need to get out of this inning.
And also, by the way, Tyler Hawley, the number 7 batter, brought home his 4th run of the day. That check swing fair ball. But Gallegos looks to get out of this inning. 1-2 pitch, slider, and a swing and a miss. Couldn't hold off of it. Veal went around, and Gallegos picks up the strikeout and does limit the damage. Only 2 runs in. Well done from Elliott, entering with the bases loaded. I should say, yes, with the bases loaded. To limit the damage to just 2 runs in the 7th. To the 8th we go, 7-5. Conejo on top. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Welcome back to the campus of Cal Lutheran. The Foresters now find themselves trailing by 2 runs, 7-5 the lead for the Conejo Oaks. Going to the 8th inning with Sawyer Farr, Caleb Hoover, and Brady Dallimore coming up, but a new arm in for Conejo.
Yeah, Damon Villa. We saw him on Saturday against the Foresters where he went 2 1/3, gave up a couple of hits, 4 to be precise, but no runs, and I'm sure that's why Conejo feels like they can go to him here in this situation. Just got to get 6 outs, and you walk out of here with the win against the Stars. I'm sure Sawyer Farr, Caleb Hoover, and Brady Dallimore have some different ideas, however.
2-run lead for the Oaks, and the switch hitter will be batting from the left side against the right-handed pitcher, I should say, Damon Villa. Here comes the first pitch. Farr squares around to bunt, but will take a curveball high for ball 1. You have to say, again, well done from Gallegos, getting out of the 7th inning, limiting the damage to just 2 runs. Here's the 1-0. Fastball is going the other way into left field, and making the catch out in left is Jake Schwartz. Another great play by the left fielder, a diving catch to rob Sawyer of a base hit.
I didn't know that the Oaks had Superman on their roster. I didn't see that in the notes. A second diving grab from that was actually Veal out there in left, excuse me. Who made a great play. Both of the left fielders who've played today so far for Conejo showing the glove.
Yes, thank you. Veal now out and left, but now the first pitch is a curveball for Hoover for a strike. But
It's really well hit ball by far, just so unlucky.
Can Hoover be the catalyst for the Sturs down by 2 runs, 1 out in the 8th? The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, and the velo much lower compared to some of the other arms we saw earlier today. That curveball at 70 and the fastball mid-80s so far for Villa.
And that can be a really tough adjustment for a hitter.
First man retired, but now Hoover sees the 0-2. Sees the fastball and goes down looking. 3 pitches, and Villa gets Hoover looking. 2 out in the 8th. And to that point, that fastball is at 84. We've seen some of the fastballs, upper 80s, low 90s. So 2 quick outs for Damon Villa to bring up Brady Dallimore to hit for the second time today. He had a ground out to short, first time up back in the 6th. Here's the pitch. There's that curveball, and for the 3rd straight batter, Villa starting off with that curveball to the Forster batters.
Notably, though, for Dallimore, almost hit the home run. We know he has enough pop in his bat to change the momentum of this game.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball did not break, missing well high near at head height for Brady Dallimore. And again, Brady standing at 6'4", so missing well high in the zone was Villa to even the count. Two gone, base is clear, 1-1. Is a slider chopped towards the third baseman. Hawley charges in the throw to first in time. Villa sees 3 up, 3 down, and as we go to the bottom of the inning, Conejo by 2 runs over the Sturs.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Into the bottom of the 8th inning, and Santa Barbara trailing by 2 runs. And you look at the synopsis of this game. Sturs had at one point 4-0 lead, gave up the 5 spot in 3rd, deadlocked through the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, but 2 runs in the last. Conejo by 2 runs.
Yeah, and that's the difference. I think, I'll touch on this a bit later. I just think the Sturs have gotten really unlucky at times, both on offense and on defense. And yeah, I just think that can be the difference. It's just baseball,
Mm-hmm. Gallegos remains in the game. He's going to be facing 9-1 and 2, looking to hold this 2-run deficit. Here's the pitch. Fastball will miss high, ball 1. Borjas will be the first batter who has gone 0 for 2, has K'd twice, has worked a walk, and scored a run, which came in the 3rd. Infield straight away, as is the outfield, the 1-0. Fastball is tapped foul and rolls back towards the first base on deck circle. 1-1 to the leadoff man.
Crucially, Borjas back-to-back strikeouts. Gallego struck out at the last batter face. So, guys kind of in opposite zones right now, opposite frames of thinking.
And Elliott, 1-1 pitch is the fastball missing high. And again, Gallegos favoring the fastballs as he did in the 7th. Came in with 2 aboard in the last inning. walked the first man he faced and only allowed a single run to come in to limit the damage. Here's the 2-1. The fastball is taken into right center field. Mandino doesn't have a play at it. It falls in front of him, and a leadoff base hit for Borjas, his first knock of the day.
Yeah, it just kind of goes into the gap. Mandino, he's quick, but not quick enough to get to it. And just instead opts for the one-hop, field it cleanly, and get the throw in quicker to second to limit it to just the single.
Here's Tommy Kenlinger. 0 for 3 with a walk today. So man at first, and again, it's a 7-5 Conejo lead, bottom of 8. Here's the pitch. Fastball hits Kenlinger. A heater at 92, took it on the left shoulder, and the first 2 men reaching base for Conejo in the bottom of the 8th.
A nightmare start to the bottom of the 8th here. First runner gets on the single that just finds the gap, and that time a very nice pitch. Hits Kenlinger and brings up Falkson here.
First and second, nobody out. Gallegos looks to second. Here comes the first pitch to Falskin. Squares around to bunt, takes a high fastball, but there was a hit batter brought to us by Alta Orthopedics.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This hit by a pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
First pitch to Falskin. He went around. He's squaring around to bunt, so it's strike 1 now to the number 2 batter trying to sacrifice and advance the runners. Bunts, and it goes foul off the legs. So that's strike 2.
Good for Gallegos to get ahead here. Although even though he's still behind 0-2, I would not be surprised for Falskin to continue to try and lay down the bunt and advance the runners.
First and second, nobody out. Conejo lead by 2 runs, bottom of the 8th. Looking for extra insurance going to the final inning. 0-2 pitch, not bunting, and the ball's going to get past Dallimore through the wickets, and the runners will advance.
Just did Gallegos just did Falskin's job for him there. Wild pitch, and the runners advance.
With that ball in the dirt, looks like it might be scored. Will be scored as a pass ball, but either way, pitch not close to the zone. Dallimore couldn't cover. Runners advance. Still nobody out, and that eliminates a double play if there's a ground ball, the 1-2. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Falskin down on strikes. Big first out for Gallegos.
Third strikeout of the day for Falskin. He's had a hard time seeing the ball here. Crucial first out. I mean, really nice stuff by Gallegos to come back after a couple of tough moments in a row.
That's going to bring up the number 3 batter, Galloway, who's had a 2 for 4 day, scored 2 runs, and brought home a run. But one swing in the bat can really buff and make it a comfortable lead for Conejo going to the last. Here's the pitch, as Galloway will see a high fastball at 94 from Elliott, ball 1.
Infield playing in here for the Foresters.
Knowing the importance, I should say the implications of a 3-run lead or 3-run deficit or 2-run deficit going into the 9th. No double play in effect. Here's the 1-0. Sprayed over the third base dugout. That's strike 1 on the lefty batter of Galloway.
Thinking if he does decide to lay down the bunt, you got to throw it home. Hit into the outfield, probably scores both runs and opens up this ball game. This is a crucial juncture here for the Foresters and the Oaks.
Second and third, 1 out, 2-run ball game. Conejo on top. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss, chasing the high fastball, strike 2.
But if there's anything Gallegos has done really well today, it's generating swing and misses on the heat.
In case you're wondering, in the 9th, Sturs have 9-1-2, Nabarro, Mandino, and Kill. Just a matter of what the deficit will be. Gallegos asks for Dallimore to cycle through the signs one more time. What will he go to here? Comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and away, 2-2.
Couple pitches to give there. Try to get him on the high heat, but Galloway stood strong. It's going to be a tough out to get here. Galloway's had back-to-back hits.
Borjas at third, Kenlinger at second. Remember, the infield in, trying to cut down any run coming to the plate. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Gallegos, the delivery. Fastball is up the middle, ranging over to the left. The throw at the plate. It's going to be close, safe. Easton Rulli fielded that ball behind the dish. Galloway's going to bring home a run. Borjas will score, and it's now an 8-5 Conejo lead.
I don't think Easton really could have made a better play there. That was a really nice scoop, really nice throw to the plate, but Borjas just has too much speed, beats the throw, and gives Conejo a 3-run lead.
Galloway's going to reach on the fielder's choice. He's going to bring home a run, but a massive third run for Conejo to bring up Hewitt. The number 4 batter, first and third, only a single out. But now a 3-run lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball, actually, the slider's missing away. It's going to get past the catcher, and a 4th run will come in. I should say the 4th, make it a 4-run lead. Second run of this inning on the wild pitch. The slider missed high and away from Gallegos, got away from Dallimore, and the runner from third comes in to score. It's now a 9-5 lead, and here comes Bill Pintard at the first base dugout.
Yeah, really, really tough for Gallegos. A couple of unlucky moments there. Ultimately, some of his pitches just got away from him, and that's why the Oaks have been able to take advantage. Yeah, that will be Gallegos' day.
The Stars are going to the bullpen, 2 runs in at the 8th, and the lead now 9-5 in favor of Conejo.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
The new arm in for the Stars will be Darren Orlando, the right-handed reliever, Nate. He had some work last night, came in to a bind with the bases loaded, only a single out. He struck out 2, did give up a hit, but came into a big spot last night against an Arroyo Seco team that both teams were going exchanging blows back and forth, and he pitched very well last night.
Yeah, Bill Pintard made sure to shout him out on the bus ride home. Call him a dog, came in there, got a couple of big strikeouts, very pleased with his performance. Now in a similar situation as the warm-up continues. Now the infield with the Stars, talking with the base runner at second, Galloway.
And the batter will remain Brady Hewitt. Orlando's going to take over in the middle of the AB after the wild pitch from Gallegos allowed the second run of the inning to score and make it a 4-run ball game. So it will be a 1-0 count to Brady Hewitt with the runner at second. 9-5 the Conejo lead.
Orlando, the Santa Barbara native. Pintard kind of said at the start of the season, like, hey, there's going to be a couple guys I'm going to need to rely on a little more here as the season kind of is just coming off to a start. And yeah, that's exactly what he's going with. Darren Orlando, proven to be a pretty reliable arm so far in his first appearance. Now, second time pitching in 2 days. And it'll be 1 ball and no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. A 4-run game here.
Hewitt today has gone 1 for 4, plated a run.
Struck out twice as well, notably. Both times looking.
So Orlando cycles through the pitches with Brady Dallimore. Bottom of the 8th, now a 4-run lead for the Oaks. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high, ball 2. And it is worth noting these two teams playing for the second time today, just a span of 5 days, but they will play 3 more times throughout this season, twice at Santa Barbara High School and once more on July 1st here at Sparky Anderson Field. So they'll be well acquainted with each other by the end of the year. 2-0. Fastball is in there, 2-1. And one team that we haven't seen yet and will be well acquainted with by the end of the season, the Slow Blues, come a big stretch at the end of June and early July where you're like, it's going to be Slow Blues for 2 weeks straight.
Team up north.
The rivals with the Sturs, but now the 2-1 as a curveball popped up and behind the press box, 2-2 now for Brady Hewitt. See what Orlando can do again. Some big punch-outs last night before the game got called. It was actually the 2 punch-outs, boy, Darren Orlando, and then the umpires calling the game with the lights being flicked off at 10 o'clock local time with the city ordinance in Pasadena. Stadium lights need to be turned off by 10. Man, at first, 1 out, 2-2. Reaching for it into center field, shallow center field, but Sawyer Farrow, the second baseman, goes back and makes the squeeze on the soft contact, and Brady Hewitt is retired. Big second out for Darren Orlando.
Really nice play by Sawyer Farrow. It was kind of a weird hit, just kind of knocked over into shallow center, but Farrow was very aware of where it would be going. Uses his tall frame to kind of extend out, make the grab, and really nice play by the second baseman.
That will bring up Devin Wilkes. And at second, 2 out. 4-run lead for the Oaks. First pitch, change up away, ball 1 to the DH, who today has been on base all 4 times he's been at the plate, but he has gone 2 for 3. A walk, base hit in a right, scored a run, plated a run. Should say brought home a run, then scored in the 3rd. Also had another RBI single back in the 7th. Good production today from the lefty. 1-0 pitch is fouled back into the screen behind the plate. 1-1.
Common theme here we've seen with the Stars relievers especially is off speed going back to the heat for the first 2 pitches. 1-1 count. That's exactly what Gallegos tried to do there. Excuse me, Orlando.
And Darren looks back to second. 1-1 is a curveball lifted into right center field. Long run for Terrence Kill into the gap. And it will be Terrence to make the squeeze. And Darren Orlando retires the 2 men he faces. Well done from the reliever yet again. And he is animated going into that first base dugout. And the Sturs head to the 9th. Down by 4 runs. Navarro, Mandino, Kill up next.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a 3rd-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties. And as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Back at Sparky Anderson Field, Makani Nabarro will lead off the top of the ninth. Santa Barbara trail by 4 runs. They'll be facing a new pitcher, side armor, Braden Lowe, to take over.
Yeah, so tough to face if you're the batters. This is why the Oaks brought him in here to get the final 3 outs.
And the side armor induces a ground ball off the first pitch. Ranging over to his right is Falskin, the second baseman, and the throw to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 ground out in the ninth.
That's exactly what the side armor is supposed to do right there. You know, you kind of think of guys in the league right now. Tyler Rogers, notably the submarine guy from the Giants, does a really good job of inducing ground balls. That's exactly what the Oaks pitcher there, Lowe, did. Quick out one to bring up the top of the order.
And it will now be Mandino against the right-handed reliever. Maddox bats from the left side. 1 out, base is clear. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be in there for a strike.
And the reason why it's so tough is just coming at you from such a weird angle. It's hard to get a read on it. It's unique. It's different.
Here's the 1-0, and it's in there. Back-to-back pitches at 78, so it's now a ball and a strike to Maddox, who today is gone 0 for 2, a walk, a run scored, and a sacrifice fly. The Foresters trail 5-9, top of the ninth. 1-1, 78 misses away, 2. Lowe is the third man out of the bullpen today after Tyler Gren, the starter, went 4. Maddox in a good count. Here's the pitch. And at 77, it clips the outer half, 2-2.
Mandino shaking his head. He disagrees with that one. He thought he'd be ahead of the count there, 3-1. Instead, all even.
Terrence Kill, the second, is on deck. But Lowe, the 2-2 pitch, and over the third base dugout, foul. That last one at 80, not too much velo for Braden Lowe. That side armor gets the locations typically, and all that movement as the side armor remains 2-2 for Mandino. The last runs for the Stars came back in the 4th inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's well away, ball 3.
Good job by Mandino, not going around there. Brings the count to full.
2 runs in the 7th for the Oaks, 2 in the 8th as well for Conejo. But the 3-2 pitch, that's in there, called strike 3. Mandino goes down looking, 2 out in the 9th.
Really tough location, and that's exactly where Lowe wanted to go. Sidearm guys love going to the inside part of the plate on the breaking balls to really confuse you. Almost makes you feel like the pitch is coming right at you, and it just stays in the zone. Really nice location by Lowe.
And here is Terrence Hill, 3 for 4 today, and he has scored a run. The first pitch will be in there for a strike, and the Stars down to their final out in this ball game. And what an impact Terrence has had since starting yesterday in his first game with the Stars, where he went 2 for 3 and was hit by a pitch. He's 3 for 4 today. 0-1. Swing and a miss. That one was at 71. Off speed from Lowe. Completely fooled Terrence. Nothing in 2.
Was definitely expecting a little bit, something a little faster, but no dice for kill on the 0-2.
Stars down to their final strike, 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Kill. There's a foul tip back in the glove of Jacob Galloway. Goes down swinging. And Braden Lowe enters the 9th inning. Faces the minimum. The Stars will lose this one 5-9. Spencer Kratt, the first reliever for Conejo, will pick up the victory. Noah Waldeck will be given the loss for Santa Barbara. But the Stars, with the 5 runs in the 3rd, was a tied ball game. But just Conejo able to edge out some runs in the 7th and the 8th to win 9-5.
A game that ultimately, to me, felt a pretty unlucky one for the Stars. There were so many lineouts. If you look at the scorebook right now, Nabarro had a couple of lineouts. Muma had a couple of lineouts in the 3-hole. And at the end of the day, it was just great defense. The Oaks played a really clean game in the bottom 6 innings. And, that's just the difference. They said the Stars wanted to address sloppy play from last night, and I'm afraid to say that some of that sloppiness carried over to this game to give Santa Barbara its first official loss of the season.
And these two teams will meet 3 more times throughout the regular season. The next meeting will come on the 27th against the Oaks at Santa Barbara High School, but the Stars will conclude their road trip tomorrow. First pitch will be at 6:05 Pacific time down in Compton. They'll be facing the MLB Academy Barons to conclude their 6-game road trip to start the year. Once again, the final score, the Oaks take it 9-5 over Santa Barbara. So for all the entire Forester team, the entire front office, for Nate Martin, I am Hunter Shoemaker saying so long from Thousand Oaks. We'll see you tomorrow when the Sturs down in Compton to take on the Barons. We'll see you then.